Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another Tuesday night edition of your favorite M-rated podcast. It is Gaming After Dark. I'm your host, Mr. Boom Boom Kaboom. Noof Nukem is in the room, and guess who is back after a 3-week hiatus? 2 weeks due to health issues, and of course, the last one simply because, well, we didn't have an episode of Gaming After Dark last week as I was in Niagara Falls, Canada, where I had a chance to actually meet for the very first time the middle-aged game guy live in the flesh. We had a fantastic time. We'll talk about that a little bit once Mag shows up. He is running a bit late. He will be here momentarily. But without any further ado, let's catch up with my co-panel host, and that is Tighted Drago. Welcome back, brother.
Thanks, man. What's up, everyone? It's been a while, right? I got a shout out to Spider-Man 356 Eternal Should Die and Iceman today for playing Halo with me earlier. But, you know, I plan on getting back on, guys, because we played for like an hour or so. And then I said, I got to get going. I plan on getting back on, but instead, I had sex and then I needed a nap. So I figured you guys would understand. But I will be on Halo after the show. If anyone wants to play, I need to unlock that samurai armor set as soon as possible. And that event is going on right now. So other than that, let's get on with the show.
Absolutely. And speaking of our other co-panel member who is live and with us just a few minutes out, but he is here, thank God, because I was dying to get all through his back in the saddle tonight. It is the man who never has a shortage of things to say, the middle-aged game guy.
That's right. Yeah, there's no shortage of what I'm going to say tonight, but let me tell you something. Before we even get started, first things first, Titan, you're not going to be able to unlock that samurai armor, and I'll tell you why. I've been playing that all fucking day, and I'll tell you right now, there seems to be some issue with the challenges or something like that, right? So,
I've seen someone unlock it already.
How?
They were saying because there's only a certain amount of like weekly challenges, but apparently once you get through those, it opens up new ones.
Well, here's the thing.
But you will have to grind, that's for sure.
No, I get it. But the thing is, the weekly challenges aren't unlocking. You see what I'm saying? So
I'll go back and look at that tweet because someone screenshot it and they got it already. They showed the unlocking levels and everything.
Right. Now I've been stuck on level 4 on the event pretty much all afternoon, and I was off today, right? So I was able to play a lot, whatever. And I just can't seem to like the weekly challenges aren't unlocked. Anyways, I googled that and I looked it up, and apparently it's a thing. And they're like, oh, there's a couple of workarounds. 343 knows about it, this and that. So that all they're doing in the meantime is that they're giving you that one challenge every single match, which is they give you 50 XP for just completing a match. And that's kind of like their makeup for it. However, my progress in the event has completely stopped at level 4, where level 5 is where the samurai armor is, which is what I want. And it won't progress. Now, it says upcoming challenges, and it shows more event challenges. Now, if anybody knows the answer to this, would you be able to unlock that, like, let's say, tomorrow or something? Because I know you can't do all the challenges in one go. They're pushing it off so that there's another one in January, there's another one in May, or whatever it is.
Right, yeah. It's like they're doing 3 different months. So this must be an issue but this must be a case-by-case issue then, because it's not straight across the board. So yeah, if anyone has that fix, let us know. We'll spread that word.
Yeah, they're saying like turn it off, like uninstall the game, and then or just completely shut down the game, restart your Xbox, all this other shit, and then the challenges start unlocking. And I'm like, I've tried all of that, and like I'm not getting anywhere. But the thing is, it's the event challenges that I'm having an issue with.
Right.
So like it says, like I click on Y and it says upcoming challenges, right? And it shows the other event challenges. I'm doing them, but they're not active, and I can't get rid of those other ones. I don't know, man. It's fucked. But anyways, good evening, Noof.
Well, we are going to be talking plenty of Halo tonight, and one of my biggest challenges each and every week is to make sure that I say hello to our phenomenal chat. Let's start off with Doggy Dog 420, who is in the house early, and he's coming in hot and heavy with the first super chat, $1.99. It's Tuesday. GAD is back. Woo! Well, that's how we feel too, man. It feels like we've been away for an eternity, but here we are ready to roll. So, it's good to have everybody back on the panel tonight, and I wanted to keep it simple, keep it with us 3 guys, because we got a lot to get into, a lot to talk about. Let's really quickly, like I said, catch up with the chat. You guys are fantastic. Casket Repair, Sass and Lupa, As I mentioned, Doggy Timothy Dixon is here. We got Nick's Tryhard fan as well. What is happening? We got Mike Hunt here. Spider-Man 356 is hanging out with us tonight. We got Tony Grasso. Tony is here. What's going on, Tony? Iceman, LMH. What's going on, brother Ice? We Draven Arrow is here as well. I see we've got Masshole in the house. We got Princess Zelda hanging out with us. Hello, Princess Zelda. We got Free Jack, my brother from Canada. Free Jack, and my best friend Ryan Galloway. What's happening, you guys? Glad to see you in the chat. All that good stuff. The original Next Level Gamer, Mr. Mike Mullis is here as well. Hey, Mike. Yeah, baby. We got Crispy Bomb up in here. I knew I heard that sound. Hey, we got your favorite, Mike.
Oh, Joe Dunmore.
Yeah.
Woo! Joe Dunmore is here. You know, Mag, Joe Dunmore lives just outside of Niagara Falls, too, around your neck of the woods, apparently.
What? I bet you if I screamed Joe Dunmore over the falls, he would have heard it.
Yeah.
I should have
done that's where we're going to start.
Oh, cool, y'all go. Hey, yo.
I'm sure everybody's probably dying to know. So finally, like I said, the middle-aged gamer guy, Noof Nukem, finally had a chance to meet. Now, I can sum this up really quickly. I think Mag feels the same way. We met, and instantaneously, the bond was there. I feel like after a night hanging out with him and his wife, I felt like I've known these two for years. They're fantastic people. We had an absolute dynamite night. Thank you, Meg, and to Chef Trouble. You guys certainly made my year and my week and my night. It was amazing, and I can't wait to do it again. But man, we had a ton of fun. We got to play some arcade games. We went out for dinner. We had a bunch of drinks. Got to watch a little hockey. Most importantly, we talked about life and gaming and our podcasts and you name it. We just had a great time. I don't know. I'm going to let you take the floor, and I'll save the later part probably for Tony Baloney, because I'm sure he's probably got a few choice words to say about Cletus and the mess he left in that jacuzzi. So we'll leave that for later. But anyway, how about you, man? Hopefully I left you with a good impression and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, man. It was awesome. It was so much fun. And you know what? You pretty much summed it up. It was just like, soon as I saw, I pulled up in the hotel or whatever, and I saw you come out of the elevator, and instantly I'm like, that's him. So my wife and I were waiting outside. Anyways, we hooked up, and within 10 minutes, we were just talking as if we known each other our whole lives. It was just like, and then holy shit, we ended up talking for what, 7 hours?
Yeah.
I think it was 7 hours, 7.5 hours, 1:30 in the morning by the time we fucking crashed, whatever. But man, it was awesome. Like I said, we just talked like we've been friends forever. It was great. Thank God Titan wasn't there. But it's anyways, in all seriousness, no, we got to get Titan around sometime, wherever the hell he's living or moving or wherever he's got. We got to get together at some point, man. It would be absolutely epic. So
absolutely.
Yes, that's definitely a thing. Soon as you guys open the border at some point, but that's a whole other fucking mess right now.
All right. Speaking of someone that came up in the chats during our time out there was the Doctor. What's up, Doctor?
Yeah.
Good to see you in the chat. Kylo Milo, what's happening?
Actually, I was going to say the Doctor. Sorry, go quickly. The Doctor. We're going back to Niagara Falls this Saturday night because it's the Doctor's 40th birthday. So yeah,
we're going to be in advance. The Doctor.
Oh, we're going to be doing pretty much the same tour that you and I did, except it's going to be a lot more messy and violent, I would have to imagine, because the Doctor is quite wild. So it'll be a lot of fun. But anyways, yeah.
Lethal Papa's in the chat. What's going on, Lethal Papa? Good to see you here as well. Yes, guys, good times. Ryan Galloway, he's coming in hot and heavy with 279 in the super. That's an odd number, Ryan. Awesome. At Noof Nukem and Mag, we're able to meet. Yes, and Ryan, maybe one day you'll get to meet him as well. He is a stand-up guy. What you get is what you see, and he sounds and looks exactly the same way you know him on the podcast, and good stuff. So I had a lot of fun, man. It was great stuff.
Yeah, man, it was great.
Yeah. Good stuff. I'll be back there next summer. That much I know.
Right,
at
we'll
least
be there
I'm
July.
coming back. So yeah, it'll be a nice warmer weather then. So there you go.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, Assassin Lupa, what's up, girl?
Does that mean streaking down Lundy Lane?
Oh fuck yeah, yeah, absolutely. But you know what? In the summer, I would imagine that the Doctor's probably going to join us for that one because he wanted to come to this one. He's like, nah, man. You know what? He goes, I was thinking about it. He goes, but let you guys just kind of meet yourselves, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Not be a distraction, all this. He goes, but next one he's coming. So I'm like, dude, July, we're gonna fuck shit up. So let's do it up. So.
All right. Yeah, cool. Anyway, let's get right into it, guys. Unless you've been living under a rock, Halo dropped early. This is one of the things I think started last week or whatever it was, 20th anniversary of Xbox. And if you haven't heard already as well, Xbox is doing a little cool thing on the back website. Go to museum.xbox.com, and basically you can check out a history of your games that you played, your most played games, your gamer score, and all that stuff. It's been popping up all over Twitter. I checked it out tonight, and some of my things were dead spot on, and some of my stuff, my memory's a little bit worse for wear, and I totally forgot. So we'll take a look back at at least the OG Xbox, and we'll go through some of that retrospective later. But let's talk about Halo. We've been all playing it. We've been absolutely having a blast. Is it safe to say, gentlemen, that Halo is back?
Yeah. I mean, there is no denying that it is back and it is strong. And you mentioned that show that they had when they released it early. That was what I've been waiting for Xbox to do at a show since 2017. They have never had a surprise mic drop moment like that where it's like, surprise, this is fucking dropping early, and no one really knew about it. They did that with Halo, and my God, it has been, and couldn't come at a better time for me because I'm on vacation right now. It's just so amazing. Like if we had the community game night, and it filled up, and people just kept coming.
Yes,
and like hardly anyone was leaving. Like, my God, we had it was like 14 on 14, and we had to get in 2 separate Xbox Live party chats. We had to do it that way because we couldn't all fit in one party chat.
Yeah, it was incredible. I've never seen anything like that in years.
No, man, and it was such a blast. Everyone that was there was freaking awesome. There is that issue about keeping the same teams, like it auto balances and throws people on whatever team it thinks they should fucking be on. So that kind of threw a wrench in our system because we had it lined up perfect, man. I was ready to go. I was ready to set up, and then it keeps throwing people on different teams. That kind of sucks. But, but yeah, other than that, man. Jeez, oh Pete, I'll let you guys have it, and before I get into my
and shout out to AP Cool J, came out to play with. Is a great dude, a lot of fun, and for putting up the consistent donuts. Great sport though. I don't know if the man had 1 kill through all of his matches, but
it was one man. He dropped the goose egg.
Yeah, it was pretty funny, man. Watching the constant zeros. I mean, I know not everybody's great at Halo, but consider how Halo works a lot of times, where half the time you're shooting at a guy and somebody else is shooting at him. All you gotta do is like drop a bullet once in a while, and that guy goes down, and you get the kill, and somebody else gets the assist, right? So it's almost like shocking. But
I was like, like the one time I was like, "You're welcome, Noof." It was 1 bullet in the.
Let me catch up with the super chats real quick, guys. DJ Berto Das coming in hot and heavy as well with $2 in the super chat. Boom, boom, kaboom. Yes, indeed, it is boom, boom, kaboom. Casket Repair also following it up with a gracious $4.99. Here's to topless Cletus.
Wow.
Yeah. Cletus put on a lot of weight since the last time I think he was on camera. So eating too much bacon, I think.
Oh my God.
Regulators in the chat, what's going on, brother? Good to see you here. Iceman hanging out with us as well. But anyway, Mag, sounds like you got a few things to say about Halo. Go ahead.
Well, I got to tell you, I have not played a single other game since it came out. And that's saying something because anybody who knows me, not only am I a completionist, although not lately because work has been really, really just sticking it right in my ass. So I've been super busy, but I'm more of a single player story guy, whatever. I like open world games. I like all that kind of stuff, like your Far Cry 6s, those kind of games, right? That's my jam. However, I haven't turned on any other game since Halo multiplayer came out. Now, the thing is, and I've already said this before, and a lot of people already know about it, that I've never played Halo multiplayer before. I'm talking like ever. I played the single player campaigns. I enjoyed them. I loved them. And I played them in co-op, but I've never played multiplayer until now. So now I sat down and I said, let me figure this out. Let me just see how this goes, whatever. And then I started figuring it out. Then I started to understand like the time to kill, the strategies involved, take a couple of shots, unload half a clip, punch a dude in the face, whatever, right? Now I get it. And now that I got it, like, holy shit, I can't stop playing that game. And when I'm not playing it, I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about when's the next time I'm going to be able to get back into it kind of thing, right? And that's saying not something, That's saying a lot, like, right? Considering the kind of games that I normally gravitate towards, right? So it's a huge thing for me, man. And I'm just super pumped, super excited about what's going to be coming up. The campaign, I can't wait to play it. But yeah, now that I'm in the multiplayer, I'm like almost every match, I'm either first or second place. And I figured it out. You know, I'm getting like the 20 plus kills, this and that, whatever. Not every match, but like, you know, let's not get crazy. But, you know, having a great time, having a blast. The only thing, my only gripe is the challenge situation, because and
who the fuck bitched about that when we talked about that a month ago?
Okay.
This guy right here.
Okay, I get it now. All right, relax.
Like, okay.
But here's the thing, though. Seeing that it's the only way that you could truly progress in the game, that's a pretty serious situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, like when they got the challenges or whatever else, that's the only way that you can really get the XP and all that, right? So therefore, it is an integral part of the game. And the fact that it's like wonky at best, that's a problem. That's something that I'm sure they're going to address in the next day or so. Because apparently, like I looked online, actually I looked just now a couple minutes ago, and it says 343 is very well aware of what they're calling a global challenge issue. Okay, so it's not just like isolated. Apparently, it's happening all over. Not to everybody, but it's obviously happening all over the world. It's being reported. So they're working on it, and they're going to probably release a patch in the next day or so, especially considering they got an event going on right now. So anyways, that's my only complaint, because like it's stunting my progress, right? So I'm playing all day and that kind of thing, and all of a sudden I'm not fucking moving anywhere, because and I'm doing all the challenges. That's the thing. You know, it's like, you know, kill 5 Spartans with a sidearm. I killed like 10, and it shows up as 0, you know, and then like I said, now I can't even access the event stuff. I got to level 4 of the event, and then that's it, just stopped. And of course, level 5 is the samurai armor that I want, and I can't get it. So like, I just can't figure it out. So I may consider, actually, I might do it while I'm on the show right now. I may consider uninstalling and reinstalling, and see if that changes anything. And, you know, I'm not going to play tonight because obviously it's going to be too late by the time we finish the show. But I'll try in the morning, and I'll see if that maybe changed anything. And if it does, I'll put it out in social media that it did work. But I don't know, man.
I want to ask Noof a question. Well, I want to ask both of you a question, but I'll ask Noof it first. Because to me, the thing is, it's like I'm not that great either, but this game has this draw to you, like you were saying, Mag, and I think it's because of like the fantastic events that can happen, like just crazy things happen, and they happen pretty often, and I think that's like the draw to this multiplayer. I think that's what keeps us wanting more, keeps us wanting to go back into it, because like there was this one time where Rocky was on the other team, and he was in a mongoose, and he was like going after someone with the flag, trying to run him over. So he took that ramp thing, that jump that really pushes you.
Yeah.
He missed the person he was going for, but he landed on me on the other. I'm like, what the hell just happened? And I got smashed. And like this crazy things like that happen all the time. What do you guys think? Is it that, or is it something else? Or?
For me, here's the thing. This is the way I'll sum it up. I mean, I'll start with just how it looks. I mean, visually, I've seen more impressive looking games, okay? But it's not a bad looking Halo by any means, or a stretch of the imagination. I'll tell you what worked for me: the maps. I haven't played any map on this game so far that I haven't liked. They all seem very good, a good symmetrical bounce, a bit of cover, a little bit of open space. Obviously, the bigger maps are lent more to the big team battle and the vehicles and stuff like that. The smaller maps, a little bit different. But, you know, the sight lines are better. The maps, they all look good. I mean, that's the first thing I noticed. Secondly, and this has always been a staple of Halo, is the fantastic play control. The game plays fantastic. Like the controls are tight, responsive, you know, that sort of stuff. And again, it's all about mobility. It's kind of like I said, they somehow managed to do what we thought was impossible, and that's mar some of the old school gameplay with sort of that next gen feel and look that we kind of got a little bit used to with Halo 5. You know, some of your original great weapons are back. I mean, obviously the pistol's a staple of this game. People loving the sniper. They got some in there that seem to be a hit, like the skewer and a few different ones like that. There's some weapons that I've tried, but I can't quite get the hang of them. But that's the thing. They give you a mode where you can go and play against the bots. They give you a thing where you can actually go and test out the weapons to see how they fire, what the timing is prior to the game. So there are ways for people to test stuff out and play it in the game without, the pressure of your kill death ratios and all the rest of that crap that comes with the multiplayer. And it just like you said, Titan, and this is the thing. It seems like no matter what game mode you're playing, there's always something happening. There's always that you're constantly in the battle. Even on the big team battle modes, it's very rarely are you going, say, a couple of minutes and it feels like, man, where the hell did everybody go? Eventually you start running into people. There's vehicles flying by. There's a bit of chaos. You're getting shot in the back. And Halo really lends itself to a great team. Like if you got a great team and you got people that know what the objectives are and you're sticking together, your chances go up exponentially. I can say this right now. Halo is not the game for lone wolfing and running gunning because you don't last long. It's about taking down the shields. It's about those key shots, those key first shots landing, and then the follow-ups after. And it gets pretty nuts. All I can say is, man, it felt like, especially that community game night with people that you know and people that you love. And we had an absolute blast. And that's what it comes down to with Halo. That felt as close to any LAN party that I can ever remember in the last 20 years pretty much. It's just it was just amazing, and it was so many people, and that energy and that atmosphere and the laughs and the swearing and everything that comes along with it. Yeah, man, Halo is definitely back. They nailed it. I'm sure they got things to work on. As far as the progression system, look, I don't really care. I never did care about levels and shit and all sorts of weird ass armors and stuff. I could care less if I stay my typical orange Spartan for the Ranger. As long as I'm having fun playing, that's all that matters. But yeah, they do have to work on that a little bit. It seems a little bit crazy. It seems like a very slow process. I mean, I've been doing really well with the game, and it's like I'm not getting anywhere. But it is what it is. So I loved it. I can't say enough about it. I can't wait to play the full enchilada come December the 8th when there are more maps and more modes. And again, hopefully they make crossplay. I think Mike Mullis said it in the chat. Hopefully they make that optional and not a guarantee kind of thing.
Required,
so not a requirement. I hope so. But that's my summary of it. The floor is yours, guys.
Mag, what do you think? What do you think is the draw to this multiplayer?
Well, apart from being like a fantastic game, you know what I mean? Like it's just like it's so polished, it's so well designed. It's just like it's like nothing. The thing is, what's making it really stand out, I think, above everything else, is the fact that like Call of Duty and Battlefield are shit in the bed this year, right? And we knew that was going to happen. We knew it for months. I've known it for months. We've been talking about it. About how like behind the scenes like Call of Duty was an absolute shit show, and I heard that all the way back in December of last year. We're talking December of 2020. I heard that they were having a major problem over there, and that's when they had to call in Treyarch to come and try to clean up the fucking mess. But anyways, that's besides the point. And you know how DICE is. DICE releases beautiful games, whatever else, but my God, they have a serious problem like starting the race. You know what I'm saying? Like every fucking Battlefield, it's got to be at least 3 or 4 months before it gets, before it starts hitting its stride. But anyways, that's another thing, right? Because you don't really have any competition. More people are gravitating towards a polished, completed product, right? And I think that's a big thing. Now, that's just on the business side of things. Right now, the actual game itself, I mean, it's fun. It's easy to get into. Yeah, it's fast-paced or whatever. Sure, you're going to have some asshole on a PC doing fucking moves that, like, nobody on Earth could possibly pull off. But whatever. You get used to that after a while, right? Then you start, or you just kind of let it go and be like, whatever, PC guy. You could already tell instantly, right? But that's fine. But like I said, it's fun. That's the key. And that's what Noof was talking about. Like, when we played on Saturday night with the whole crew, the community game night, whatever, and we were doing custom matches. And you know what the funny thing is? We were doing custom matches where you don't get any progression, right? Because it's not part of like, you're not playing in a ranked system or anything like that. I played the whole night. Well, not the whole night. I think like 2-3 hours with you guys. I didn't think about progression at all. I didn't think about, oh shit, I'm not unlocking this armor that I really want or whatever. I wasn't thinking about any of that. The only thing I was thinking about was how much fucking fun we were having. and the laughs, and just like everything Noof said, the laughs, the jokes, the swearing, the freaking out, the this, the that, dude spitting his fucking Mountain Dew out of his mouth, whatever, all the fun that we were having. That's what it all came down to. And it felt like for the first time in, God, it's got to be years, that it truly feels like a community is having fun together playing something. It's not a slog.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's the key to it. And that's what I'm noticing, that more than anything is that people are just having fun together. And it's something we haven't seen in a very long time. I don't give a shit what anybody says. Be like, oh, Modern Warfare was great. Yeah, it was great.
And you know what, Mag and Titan, the one thing about this Halo, it doesn't rely on gimmicks to make it great. It's not about like Call of Duty now. Like the thing is with that, like a lot of people love Call of Duty now because, well, if you're really good at it, you get all these these perks and you get all these these kill streaks and crap like that. Like Halo doesn't have any of that shit. You can get 20 kills in a row and you don't automatically get some kind of supply drop that comes in. Oh, now I get this overpowered tank and can wipe the field. No, like it doesn't matter. Like it's even if you don't get a lot of kills, if you know how to play objectives well, you can still get a lot of points and help your team exponentially by capturing a flag or holding the oddball for God knows how many seconds. You might not even get a kill out of it, but that's the beauty. It's just so much to do, and like I said, it doesn't rely on anything to try to sell itself, other than the progression system. If you want to get those crazy helmets or crazy armors or whatever it might be, but the game, again, it's just pure shooter, and they came back to that.
Yeah. So we went over our positives. I want to go over a few negatives here. Yeah. The bots, number one, the bots that they throw in the multiplayer games when someone leaves, those are quite frankly worthless. They're very bad. And my biggest gripe in this whole thing is the no rejoin game option when you either disconnect or whatever happens. It's like, I've told other people, it's like, what year is this, man? Like, we've been playing multiplayer games for how long? You have to have a reconnect option in a multiplayer game like this, especially when it's like, you got the pretty long matches, 10-minute matches or whatever. That they anyway, and all of these gripes, I do think that they are fixable or they could be fixed. Yeah. That's another good thing. All these negatives can be fixed. There's no ranked duos yet. That I think hopefully will come on the 8th. And then there's the no crossplay option to turn that off, because man, there was like a couple games where it's like, these guys have to be PC. I'm just getting dropped like so freaking fast, man.
Dude, I was just saying the same thing. Yeah.
And there's no auto aim, none whatsoever. So boy, oh boy, us console people, we are console plebs when it comes to going against a PC guy, because they have so much more, control with their aiming when there's no but I do like the fact that there is no auto aim. I've been wanting that in shooters for a long time. I don't want auto aim, but I do want it. You have to keep a level playing field, and when you just have to keep the same inputs, matchmaking via inputs. So yeah, I think that was all the negatives I had for it.
Any favorite weapons from the game so far, vehicles that you got? I mean, obviously they still got the Warthogs, they got the Ghosts, they got the that's. I think the one negative too as well is that the vehicles are great, and sure they should be armored, but they almost feel like a little OP. Like as soon as somebody gets on a vehicle, if you're good at driving or you know what you're doing, it's just like that's when the playing field gets dominated. It's like it's almost too hard to take them out. There's certain weapons, of course, that nullify them a little bit, but perhaps there should be more options. Like perhaps every player should come equipped with at least some sort of anti-weapon thing right off the get-go or something. I don't know. It just seems like as soon as that happens, it's like, oh, here we go, just getting slaughtered now.
What'd you say? As soon as what happens?
Like as soon as people get the vehicles, like we saw that.
Really? I don't feel that at all. I feel like the Warthog is made out of paper. Mache.
Well, the Warthog is too bouncy. I mean, as soon as the Warthog hits a fart, it tips over. It's, what the fuck?
No, it's true, man. You hit a pebble and the fucking thing goes flying, and you're like, whoa, like, so, you know what I mean? So, and I got to tell you, like, even I don't give a shit what anybody says when you Halo. vehicles are hard to control. And it's always been that, because the twin stick sort of vibe, whatever, when you're so used to, like, imagine playing Forza Horizon 5 and then you go right into Halo and the first thing you do is you click the right trigger, right, to make the thing move. And you're like, oh, shit, no, I remember now it's this twin stick thing. But, yeah, you hit like a rock and Christ, that thing flips like it's nothing, man. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like a Hot Wheels car. It just like goes flying. I'm like, oh Christ! But yeah, you're right. But when the weapons get going, yeah, it's a bit of a thing. However, there are
flips
workarounds.
More than you flipping your food.
Yeah, no kidding. There are workarounds. I took out one of those. I don't know what the fuck they're called. I always forget the name of the Halo. I know Warthog and the Mongoose. That's it. Everything else, the Scorpion. Everything else, I just call them flamingos or fucking whatever the hell they are, pelicans. Fucking pink birds that fly, okay? That's what whatever. Anyways, I took one out with a skewer, and I got a video of it. I was actually going to put it on Twitter. It was pretty awesome. Dude comes by, he starts wasting the team, and I had a skewer. I'm like, let me just see what happens. And right in mid-flight, boom, I nailed him with one shot, and it just ripped it apart. So it can be done, and they can be stopped. But it's, to me, the only negative is that it just seems that, like, if you hit something, these cars go flying. You know what I'm saying? And like, that's it. You might as well just jump out and just get back on your feet, which is also fine. Because I'd rather have boots on the ground than like have every asshole running around in a Jeep. Right. So,
Yeah, I think, and this is like, remember, this is the beta. And so like these things are like, this is quite normal. Balancing is still going to happen even after the game completely releases for, when they take that word beta off the front of it. But yeah. I do think they need to add a little bit more hit points to the Warthog and take away some hit points from the Ghost, because I still think that Ghost is quite strong.
That Ghost is really strong, yeah.
Is a Ghost one of those
the Warthog is almost like the Warthog sometimes is almost like what do you call it, like a moving target?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like sometimes if you don't have a good driver in the Warthog, you're almost like, we're fucked, because it's just like this big old car. And as soon as you slow down, somebody hits you with like a sticky grenade or some shit. And you're like, yep, there we go. That was a short run.
Yeah. Or
me and Mag jumped in. I jumped in one with Mag. We got killed immediately.
Like
we
literally.
We respawned. We respawned. I found another one. I'm like, let's try this again, man.
It was so funny. Yeah. Titan's like screaming at me. He's like, Mag! Get in the Warthog! And I'm like, Jesus. I'm like, fine. I jump in the thing, and then like as soon as I like turned on the engine, we exploded. It was like someone put like a Scarface bomb on the bottom of the Warthog. It's like, all right, man, turn the ignition, boom, and it was like, oh, okay, never mind. Yeah, but I mean, those are like, the thing is, at the end of the day, I could sum this all up is that these are such minor things, because the game is so good. Is that what happens when something's so good? People start looking for nitpicky things, right? Which is like first world problem kind of things, right? And that's where there's no point in even like, getting all worked up about it. Like I said, my only thing is that the challenge system is, because that's the only way that you can get the XP. Oh, actually, there is one little small thing I did notice as well. And I'm sure maybe they'll fix this by December 8th, right? Because like I said, or like Titan said, it is still a beta. And that was very smart, by the way, to call it a beta. Okay, because they would have been shredded if they just said, here's the multiplayer, here's the finished product. But here's the thing. If you should be getting XP for winning a round, that's a thing for me. You know what I'm saying? Like if you win a game, win a match, you don't get any bonus XP for that whatsoever.
Yeah, should be automatic.
That should be automatic.
Yeah. So it gives you an incentive to win, other than just like personal pride, right? I mean, you obviously you're playing to win. It's your personal pride. You want to, you feel that thrill of, winner, whatever, right?
Also, completing matches should be that should be a huge thing. And if you do not complete a match, that should affect you negatively. I think.
Yeah, because people bounce in and out of games all the time, or whatever. But again, it's still a beta. Let them like let people have their their way with it for the next few weeks. But the thing is, there should be a reward, even if it's like 100 XP or something, for winning the match. Like that to me is a big thing, because I mean, like I said, you put in all the effort to win. You're communicating, you're doing this, you're doing that, you're having fun, you're playing hard. You get the win, you're excited, and you get fuck all for it. And it's like, well, what's the motivation? Or if I have 28 kills, let's say, and 3 deaths, I get no XP for that. Nothing. So you could still be the 1 and 28 guy, and you're still getting the same amount as the guy who got 28 and 1.
Yeah.
Right? Or if you know, I don't know.
If you asked about the favorite weapons or whatever, I don't know what it's called. I think it's called the Mauler. It's like a little hand shotgun thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, is that one you can press the alternate button and it switches the fire thing or whatever?
No, that's a different one. This one is just like a little. It looks like you're just holding like a little pistol with like a drum of.
Yeah, I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah,
it kind of reminds me of the old brute pistols a little bit.
Yeah. But I like hanging around corners, shoot someone once with that thing, and then melee instantly. You got to kill every time. I like that, and then that's straight from like Halo 2. I remember that from.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's still that is carried over. So
that's
probably my best combo.
I like to pick that commando up when you can get close range on that sucker. I just love the sound of it. That's great. Where's Arnie? Arnie's not up yet. Give it another couple of minutes. He'll be here. Don't worry.
Calm down, chat.
Oh, shit. No, man, like I said, they do a pretty good job. They have so much pressure on them. Now, of course, it's to deliver on the campaign. But I think the multiplayer is in good hands, and it will be. It'll only improve over time. Let's just hope, like I said, they don't go tweaking stuff too much like the Gears crew constantly does with Gears, where they constantly tweak it so much that some of the weapons that were decent are absolute ass. You know what I mean? So I think right now, for the most part, it's pretty damn balanced as it is. They just gotta, like I said, tweak a few other things, and I think, like I said, it'll be in good hands here. Map design is key, though. Like I said, compared to Halo 5's maps, these maps are way better. I like the fact they got a lot more open areas now, where the other maps seem to be smaller, but it was more like floors and multi-layered, and I kind of hated that shit because there's too many guys shooting you from all sorts of weird fucking angles and shit. So like now you got better sight lines. If you're actually decent aim, like you don't have to be constantly worrying the guys over top you all the time and stuff. I mean, they got those levels in there too, but they definitely seem to have, even the small ones just seem to have more room. They remind me of some of the really good Halo 2 maps, and I think that's where a lot of the inspiration came from.
You know what it is, Noof, is that you're able to square off against your enemy, just like you're saying there, without, like dying 8 times and saying, where the fuck did that even come from?
Yeah.
Right? At least they give you a chance. You know what I'm saying? Like, they give you a chance to be able to say, all right, there's that prick. And then all of a sudden, you face off, and then you have the opportunity to be able to actually face off, like one-on-one kind of deal, and not like some dude who shot you from 2 levels below, from some weird hexagonal shaped map or whatever, and you don't even know where the hell they are, how the hell they got there, how you got shot, whatever. At least it feels, this might be a little more controversial, but for me, these maps look a lot more Call of Duty-ish. They feel more Call of Duty-ish in terms of being able to square off against your opponent on a relatively level playing field, right? So like even the balcony shots, like I was playing a match just about an hour before the show, and it had a couple levels to it. I think it was on like that, quote unquote Earth map, whatever, right? It was like in a marketplace or something, right? So like you have like balconies and stuff, you can get up there, whatever, but it's a balcony. It's not some weird thing where you're like, on a floating level, like 25 feet below the actual playing level and this and that. Like, it's a balcony. So like if you start getting shot up there, just hop over the balcony and now you're back on the street or whatever. Or the asshole's up there camping. You can run up a staircase and go and shoot his ass, right? You don't have to do some weird, like, mental and physical gymnastics to like find the guy. So, you know what I mean? Like it's much more realistic. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah, and as far as like the pickups, like the grappling hook, I'm glad that they didn't oversaturate the game with that. Again, it becomes a special item, because if everybody had it and had unlimited usages, I can only imagine how stupid games would start getting with that. So I like the fact that you have to pick it up and you only have 3 uses and then it's done. So I think that's kind of cool. But if you know how to use that effectively, it comes great for sabotaging a vehicle or getting to a higher spot in a quick hurry, stuff like that, or closing a gap on an opponent. Maybe somebody's a little distance away from you and you want to try to get in there. You just click that, grapple hold and come forward. It's lots of really cool stuff with that. So real quick, Felix Betancourt dropped a super sticker earlier in the podcast. So thank you for that, Felix. $1.99 super sticker. Thanks for the super sticker, man. Appreciate it. All right. Anyway, any final thoughts, guys, on this?
No, man, I'm good.
No, I think Noof, let's take a tour on our Xbox museums. I'm gonna try this share button. I'm gonna try to see if this works. I've never done this before, but yeah, I think we Mag. Do you know the website? Xbox museum.xbox.com, and then sign in. So while you're doing,
I've never done that yet.
Check it out.
Yeah, if you want
I'll screen share right now here.
Yeah, you just pull it in, and we'll add it to hopefully everybody can see it in the chat. There we go.
Cool.
All right, so yeah, here is mine. Titan Drago was born 2016, something like that. So it's got my first consoles, the 360. I had a different gamer tag before that. But yeah, I got Madden NFL 08. And you guys can see this, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
And then we got one of the multiplayer games you played, Magic 2013. Oh gosh, man, the two-headed giant games and those Duels of Planeswalker I used to love. First game per console, Madden 08 on the 360. And that one kind of surprises me. Xbox One NBA. So it's like I got a lot of sports games I start with. Assassin's Creed Valhalla. And then this is the other section over here that's really fun. Most games played each year. 2021 Smite.
Wow, what a surprise.
I was saying, Call of Duty Modern Warfare snuck its way in there, though, in 2020. And then Smite. So Smite's running strong, man. 4 out of 5 years. My God. That's funny, man. Top 5.
How do you navigate around?
You can use the directional pad to run, and then you'll click and hold to kind of move the screen left and right.
You're doing it on your console, or you?
No,
on his PC.
On my PC.
Oh, on your PC. Oh, okay. Like, can you do it on your mobile phone and that kind of thing, or is it just like?
I haven't tried that and doing anything like that.
Oh, there's The Rock in the background talking.
Shooter, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Sorry, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, Guardians of Middle Earth. That was. My God, that was such a good MOBA on the 360. That was the most broken game that people loved so much they would do anything just to get that game even working. And then there's Smite again. So yeah, you guys can see how big Smite is. It's just that I talk about it so much. But let's have you take over, New. I'll stop sharing.
Yeah, brother. All right. So I guess I hear which one do I got to do? I don't think I've ever done this myself. Let me see. Go StreamYard share, right?
Yep. And then share your entire screen. You got to click on it, and then it'll allow you to share.
Share. All right, here we go. And here it is here. Can we see it?
Yep.
Okay. Are you looking at what I'm looking at?
Yep.
Am I there? Because I
got you.
I can't see it. It looks like I'm looking at a bunch of other crap here. What the hell? What the hell is that? I'm looking at the chat. I'm looking at the YouTube. What? Okay, this one.
20th anniversary.
That's it. Yep. Okay. So I'll come over to mine. Not used to this keypad shit. So there you go. Most played game each year. 2017 Mass Effect Andromeda. 2018. This was a big surprise for me. I had no idea. I mustn't have played many games in 2018. And Sea of Thieves is my most played game of the year. 2019 Gears of War 5, 2020 Gears of War 5, and in 2021 so far this year, I apparently played Mass Effect Legendary Edition the most, which is crazy. So that tells you I've been doing kind of a lack of gaming, I guess, overall. Most played game of all time, though, Gears of War, guys. Told you Gears of War was the thing that saved me for being an Xbox fan and a gamer back in 2006. Top 5 most played games, Gears of War at number 1. Number 2, Gears of War 2. Shooter, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, and Call of Duty 2. I told you I really loved the Call of Duty franchise for quite a while, and then it kind of went downhill. And some achievements, and there's my overall gamer score. Shooters. Yep. I played a total of 1,032 games for 5,344 achievements. Top genre, obviously shooter. Yes, I am the typical Xbox player. I love my shooters. And there you go. So that's where I'm at right there now, guys.
This is
cool, man.
This is like Xbox does things like this every now and again. Like they'll do it like once a year. I remember last year they did something like this, but this one even seems like more interactive and more fun than the one they did last year.
Yeah. Yes, that's good. That's it right there. That's in the chat, guys. You go to museum.xbox.com, sign in with your account, and just click on the little green trophy. That is your timeline with everything else. So there you go. That's a lot of shooting there, the doctor. Absolutely, man. That's it. Because, I always shoot blanks. That's how I go. Shit. All righty. Good stuff. And, been on the Xbox for quite some. The big surprise to me was I thought I had the Xbox One, the original Xbox before 2005, or at least it seems like I did. But it only captured at 2005. Was it? Or no, sorry.
Did you ever have another gamer tag?
Yeah, well, I was Tornado Tony, and then I was Ivan Wakanov, and I had those for years. New Phenomics.
How do you share that to the screen?
Okay, on the bottom.
Go into the StreamYard, and then you're going to click share at the bottom, and then it'll say you want to share your screen, and then you're going to have to actually click on the picture and then click share.
Yeah, I had a lot of crazy gamer tags, guys. Tornado Tony, Newfie Bullet.
Newfie Bullet.
Newfie Bullet, yeah, named after a train that we used to have back in Newfoundland, apparently. It was called one of the slowest trains in history, but they call it the Newfie Bullet. And like I said, Ivan Wakanov, Ivan Jakanov, Mike Hoxitchy, Liquor Puss.
Come on.
My God. That many?
Yeah, I did. Because
going.
After Ivan Jakanov, I had Ivan Jakanov actually for years. And then once I got the first one banned, every time I changed it to something hilarious, I would get the second one kicked off within basically days. It's like they were waiting for me to change it and then fucking got rid of me. And finally, of course, when I started YouTube, I was like, well, I got to have a name at one that's not going to get me constantly fucking banned, and I'm changing it. So that's where I settled on Newf.
Well, if you have a name like Lickapuss, what did you expect? Like
they used to be
probably sitting there going, "What the fuck's wrong with this guy?"
No, it was Liquor Puss.
Liquor.
Yeah, L-I-Q-O-U-R. Liquor Puss. Yeah. Yeah.
They used to be really lax on that stuff, man. Like think about like, since cancel culture has come around and stuff, like how much rougher it's got.
God,
we were talking about that at the community game night, remember? Back who was it? I think it was Scrubner. Scrubner said, man, back in the OG, that was some of the worst stuff you ever heard spill out of people's mouths.
That's the one. Guy sent me a friend request about 2 days ago on my Xbox Live, and I had to read it again because it was press A, and then this is how the last part was spelled: Furanal. Press A for anal. For anal. I was like, holy fuck. But anyway, let's check out Mag and see his timeline. Here we go.
All right. Okay, so is it up there already?
Yep.
Okay, so as you can see there, I got 979 titles played. Total achievements, 10,678. Number of rare achievements, 5897. Gamer score through the years, 20. Oh, wow, this year alone. Wow, look at I think my best ever was 2018. I got 38,000 in 1 year.
Jeez, that's like triple me.
Yeah. So I'm an achievement whore, right? So that's kind of my I'm just a whore in general, but okay, let's see. First console ever played, and oh my god, what a fucking embarrassment. Look at the first game I ever played was fucking Frogger. What an absolute fraud.
A good one.
Hey man, I bet that game was sweaty, man.
One of the multiplayer games you played, one of them, 3-on-3 NHL arcade. That was a lot of fun.
Awesome. Big heads. Fuck yeah.
First sign into Xbox Live was October 2nd, 2006. And it shows all the different dates there. That's pretty cool. And then first play of most played games. What the fuck does that even mean? I don't know. Whatever the hell that means.
Your most played game was started on 9/13/2019, whatever that would have been.
Oh yeah, okay, your first time you played.
Oh, I got you. Okay, yeah. And then this is interesting. So apparently the first game I played was Frogger. My first game on the Xbox One was Rise Son of Rome, and then, of course, Bright Memory for the Series X when that came out. First achievement, training completed. I don't even know. First rare achievement, First Blood. I'm your worst nightmare. Anyways, yeah, so that's pretty interesting. And then...
yeah, go to that. Your most played
There you
game.
go.
That's a really good one right there. Yeah.
All right, let's see what we got going on. Most played game each year, Assassin's Creed Valhalla 2021.
Nice.
Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Wow.
You guys sense a
There you go.
see, open world games. 2019 Borderlands 3, and then The Witcher 3, and then 2017 was Call of Duty World War II. Wow, that's fucking crazy. Top 5 most played games: Assassin's Creed, Call of Duty World War II, Star Wars Battlefront, Borderlands 3. That's fucking wild.
That is wild how we all have our little niche there, you know.
Yep.
And there it
Love
is.
this shit. It's great.
Currently standing at 351,000 achievement points. So there it is, boys. That's
Nice
pretty
job,
cool, man.
Meg.
All right,
Nice
I'm gonna cut that out of the screen now. There you go.
Good-
All right, we're
good
back
list.
to normal.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That was interesting.
That was fun.
How the fuck was Frogger my first game on the 360?
I got all these games. I got what was it? Kong came out. I got Call of Duty.
Dude, I thought the first game I ever put on there was Dead Rising, because that's the very first game I bought for the 360 was Dead Rising, because I bought the system for Dead Rising because I saw the commercial on TV and I'm like, shit. Because you got to keep in mind, I never owned an OG Xbox. I was only 360 and on. I was a PS1, PS2 guy. And then all of a sudden I saw Dead Rising and it said only on Xbox 360. I'm like, well, I got to get that shit now. So I went and bought it, and apparently I played fucking Frogger instead.
It's funny. I never looked at mine, but on the OG Xbox first game played, it said it was Halo 2. First game played on 360 was Call of Duty 2. And first game on the Xbox One was Forza 5.
Wow.
There you go. Which was the pack-in game at the time, so that's what I had. And I played my original Xbox. The one I played it on, said the first time played was December 28th of 2013, and that is correct, because I could not get one at launch, and I won mine, and it showed up. It actually showed up, I think it was on Boxing Day, and I was away for the holidays. So by the time I actually got to hook it up, it was the 28th of December. So that was really cool. Great. It's a nice stroll down memory lane, because a lot of us, our memories get pretty joggy. So obviously Magus is like, what, Frogger? But there you go.
Dude, I'm literally racking my brain right now trying to remember, like, what the fuck was I thinking? I can't figure it out.
At least it didn't leave a bad impression. Like, yeah, but this Xbox 360 and Frogger's a shit.
Yeah, dude, I don't know how that even happened. I just completely blown away. But anyways, whatever.
Good stuff, guys. All right, good stuff. All right, and well, I guess it's that time of the show. It's about halfway through. We got some more great topics. So don't worry, we're not going anywhere yet. But now it is time to bring in Ask Arnie, or you can ask Cletus, or you can even ask Safe House Sam. All three are on standby and they're ready to take your questions. We won't do too many, so make them count. And we'll start with the panel. Do you guys have any questions for either one of those three gentlemen?
I got one for dirty bathtub mug. What? Cletus.
Go ahead.
Cletus, we just went through, we heard Noof's, laundry list of gamer tags. Cletus, I want to know, if you were creating a gamer tag, what would it be?
Well, it's fiddly diddly. There's only one gamer tag that I could come up with. First of all, it's very hard for me to come up with very original kind of gamer tags, and I don't really get to play a lot of video games. But honestly, I'd have to say I'd say it'd be probably one of these two. I'd either go with buckshot twat, or I go with it'd probably be this one. It'd probably be pig fucker, and you spell it Fucka, big fucker. There you go. That would probably be my two gamer tags. I don't think they'd last very long, especially pig fucker, but that's what I would put up there on the screen. I like them creative names, you know what I'm saying? I like that kind of stuff.
That was great.
What do you got,
Princess
man?
Zelda's got it. Well, let's go with the panel first, though. Panel first.
Oh, panel first. Okay. This one is for Arnold. I'm leaving Cletus out of this till later. Arnold, I understand you were also in the same room when Mag and Noof met. What did you think about seeing those two in the flesh?
What in the hell were you thinking? First of all, I got a middle-aged gamer. What is up with you, man? They let those two idiots in the same room at the same time. I don't know what you're thinking. You know damn well it's only going to be crazy crap when you've got Tony Baloney over there smoking cigars in his pipe and he's drinking all night, and then you got fucking shithouse fucking Titan over there in the bathtub with whatever the fuck is coming off of that guy, off of that Cletus, you know? Honest to God, what are you thinking? They could have ruined your entire night in your whole room. It was terrible. I can't even get the vision out of my head. That fat bastard was there. Get rid of that guy. Don't let him come back in there.
Great. All right, you want to read out Princess Zelda's there, Titan?
All right, Princess Zelda said, Cletus, what does fiddly diddly actually mean?
Well, fiddly diddly actually means whatever the fuck you want it to be. Now, for me, fiddly diddly is kind of like, hello, how the fuck is you getting on, partner? That's kind of what I do, the fiddly diddly. It's like, hello, you know what I'm saying? The fiddly diddly, I'm having a great day. Now, I could also be in the washroom going, I'm fiddly diddly with my dickety dickety. You know what I'm saying? Like, as long as, you know, I don't really care I don't even know what I mean half the time of what I said. That's why I get slapped so fucking often. As a matter of fact, I got slapped real hard, I think, when my mama said I came out her twat. She fucking belted me. She wanted to put me back in. Honest to God, this is why she didn't choke me with the umbilical cord. But I'm still here. I'm still breathing. I hung on by a thread, but that's what I'm doing. So, fiddly diddly, you have a good day now.
The doctor super chat. Do you know what he's talking about? I don't know. OQ2.
Sure. I got a super chat, first of all, that came in from our good friend Lemon, 108 Dragon TV. That was earlier. I almost missed it. $5 says, you guys are awesome. Well, Lemon, you're freaking awesome, and we hope you're doing well, brother. All right. Scrolling on down. Yes, we got one from the doctor. I don't even know what the hell that is. OQ2 game.
Anyways, thanks, doctor. Good to be back, man.
Doctor, explain in the chat, you scumbag.
Yeah, explain that. I don't know what OQ2.
What's an OQ2 game?
Oculus Quest 2.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
There you go. Oculus Quest 2. Well done.
Who is he asking though? Which one?
Safe House.
Ah, Safe House.
Man, that's a really good fucking question. What's my favorite Oculus? You know what? Honest to God, I don't really like the games. I might buy Oculus Quest for porn. What the fuck else anybody want to buy Oculus Quest for? You don't buy that shit for games. You buy that so you can get as close to some snatch without your wife fucking hanging you to dry. Yep, let me tell you, that shit's up in your face. You can almost smell that son bitch. That's all it needs now. Something that goes up your nose. You can smell that pussy juice running down your lips. Yep, I'm telling you, I have a good time with that Oculus porn, man. That's as good as going to the strip club without sitting there and spending all that money. And you can do most of it for free. Let me tell you, that's the shit right there. Nobody playing games on that fucking Oculus. They all joking. They tell you they play a game. No fucking way. You just check the controller for jizz crumbs. So let me tell you, that's all you got to do.
Jesus.
Jizz crumbs. I went from happy, laughing to sick.
Wow, no one's asking Arnold questions. Everybody wants to hear from Cletus and Safe House. So I got one from Jesse Darby here. It says,
go ahead.
So Cletus, how does it feel to be tied up in Safe House Sam's safe house?
Fiddly diddly, that was the scariest shit I've ever seen in my life. I never met a twisted individual as bad as Safe House Sam. I don't know where the fuck that motherfucker he came from. Let me tell you, I've had shits that got my brains to that son bitch. I don't know where the fuck he come from. I think he came from outer fucking space. I think he's an alien that's disguised as some kind of humanoid motherfucker. I don't know what the hell he is. I just know he's foul-mouthed, he's dirty, he's a scumbag, and I don't want nothing to do with him. I can tolerate out of the Nukem, but I can't tolerate Safe House Sam. That guy somebody should have put a bullet in him. But then again, honestly, that's a waste of good metal. That's a waste of good metal right there. So don't even put a bullet in him. I'll burn that son of a bitch is what I do.
We'll find out one of these days that they're cousins.
It's probably his offspring.
That was great. This is unprecedented that no one asked Arnold a question. That's crazy to me.
We got a lot of green emojis tonight too.
Yeah, I noticed that too. I'm like,
and it's coming from the doctor who specializes
sounds
in
like he's
anal.
about to throw up.
That's kind of gross.
Lay off the tequila, man. You'll be fine.
Oh shit! All right, guys. Last one coming in from our good friend the Iceman.
All right. Iceman asks, hey, Arnold, do you think Halo will have gear skins in Halo or Terminator skins?
I think it would probably put in the Gears, but I would love to see a Terminator skin in Halo. I think it would be the logical evolution of the franchise is what you want there. I mean, could you imagine, going around as a T-800 and you're going into the match? I mean, most of the guys in Halo anyway, they're all wearing this crazy armor and they're jumping around. I think it would be really cool. And what would be really cool is when he would have the exoskeleton, the skin, and as you're shooting him, it's falling off and shit. And the next thing you know, it's like the more you pepper him, the more skin flying off. It sounds like a porno, I know, but it'd be really cool. And all of a sudden, he's the metal Terminator, and then you got to destroy him with some kind of a power weapon, and he just keep coming at you.
Dude, the robotic arms that you can you could put on your guy, they kind of look like T-800 exoskeleton arms.
Oh,
Absolutely.
You mean the I saw that. Yeah. I couldn't remember the name. I couldn't remember the name of it, so I just kept saying yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, there you go, guys. Arnold, Ask Arnold segment back again. And thank you guys so much for that. And thank you for all the awesome questions. Yes, it does sound like a porno. Eternal Shaddai, what's going on, brother? Good to see you. We got Watch Just Happen in the house. Pixel Slap is here as well. Assassin Lupa hanging out with us. Good to see you here, Assassin Lupa. And I had an absolute blast playing A Way Out with her last night. Guys, if you haven't checked out A Way Out, it's on Game Pass. And it's pretty cool, Dan. It's a really cool game. Totally digging it and can't wait to finish that up with Lupa. So good stuff right there. Well, we're at this. Let's move along. Dreadpool's in the house. What's going on, brother Dread? Good to see you here. So obviously, as the title suggested, tonight is about Xbox and, an Xbox retrospective. We did this on Good Morning Xbox, and we basically got 2 generations of Xbox in. Based on what I saw from these 2 guys, I'm not sure how much of the OG Xbox they actually played. But we will start with the OG Xbox. Did you own it? When did you buy it? What did it mean to you? What were your top games and memories from the original Xbox? And as I said many times before, it's pretty sad that the original Xbox was doing online internet and gaming better than the Nintendo Switch. And this was back from in the early 2000s. So that's pretty embarrassing that Nintendo can't even do that on that level. No offense to Nintendo, but come on, guys. You can do better. You can really do better. But anyway, so who wants to start first? Any particular memories of the OG behemoth Xbox?
Oh yeah, man.
Go ahead, Titan. Go ahead.
I'm an Xbox fan to this day for a good reason. I got hooked when I joined Xbox with the original. They came. It was so brand new. Like they did all kinds of new things. They did the internet. It wasn't just internet. It wasn't 56K. It was broadband, and that was right. So broadband, that was huge, man. And like there wasn't a lot of places with broadband at the time. The world is still like they were catching up at that point right now. And I feel like the Xbox kind of pushed that forward. They helped push internet along in a way. And as far as the games go, it was definitely my main 3 were definitely, and it's not even a contest. It was KOTOR, Halo, and Morrowind. Those were the 3 best, and those they still stand up to this day. Like we can go back and play some Halo 1 right now and have fun. We can if you're an Elder Scrolls fan, you can go back and play Morrowind. I still have memories from the boots of blinding speed, because the game, it was an Xbox. The game, it couldn't render crap like it does today. So boots of blinding speed, you put them on and the screen goes black. And then you just have like your mini map and you're flying across the mini map. You're like going cruising right. And it's like there were no hills or nothing stopping. And you're just moving across the mini map. And that was, God, I was still remember that. And that was so cool. And then KOTOR, it's gotta be top 1, 2. To me, it's the number 1 Star Wars game ever made. KOTOR 1 and 2. But yeah, good reason why I got hooked into Xbox, man, because they came in and they showed you what they were gonna do. They came in strong, hard, and never gave up. There was an interview with Bill Gates, and he said, there was a time where it's like we're not making money on this right now, but it's like we're not going to give up. We're going to keep with it, and make this a good, we're going to keep with it until we make it a good business decision, right? And you got to think by now, like, what, staying with that is just huge, man. They've got, like, imagine how much they've made off of Xbox by now in 2021. Yeah. It's got to be astronomical, but yeah, that's my skit.
All right. How about you, Meg? I think you said earlier you skipped over the original OG, but I mean, even if you did, was there anything that stood out to you, or anything that you would have went back and liked to play, or what was the reasoning behind it?
Well, it just at that particular time in my life, I wasn't buying multiple consoles. I wasn't in that. It's not till the 360 PS3 era that I was able to do that, because I mean, let's face it, when Xbox was coming out, we're talking like 20 years ago. And okay, I was fine. I had money and stuff, but like not enough to be able to spend what I'm spending now. Right. Or even in like when I got the 360, I got the 360 and the PS3, and I got the Wii. Right. So like it was different. Like it's just that, as you get older, you start making more money, starts becoming more expendable, more expendable cash, this and that. So I never got an OG Xbox. However, I had a couple of friends who did have them, and I remember playing Halo, the very first Halo on it, and I thought it was awesome. And I had such a great time with it playing. We were just playing together, like a co-op, couch co-op, essentially, right? And it was pretty cool. And the other thing that was interesting was that they did a lot of research on that original Xbox, right? I mean, it wasn't just the fact that like these Japanese companies with with the PlayStation and everything else, they had the memory cards and all that stuff, all this archaic nonsense. And then all of a sudden you get Xbox coming in there. They're like, no, let's put in an actual hard drive in this console, right? They did that. Then they put the internet connection, which of course everybody laughed at because they didn't think it was going to be a thing. Guess what, motherfuckers? it ended up becoming the most important thing possibly in the history of gaming. Right.
And I hate it when people see something new and just shit on it like that, man. Like,
they've been doing that to Xbox for years. Microsoft has been innovating for 25 years, and everybody laughs at them. And then they don't say anything because they know that they're fucking right. Right? It's just like when Elon Musk released the Tesla, everybody laughed at him. Who's fucking laughing now when you're paying what you're paying for gas? Right. So like, and then in the future, everybody's going to have a green vehicle eventually. Right. So anyways, it's the same thing with Xbox. They did all those things. Look at Kinect. I don't want to get off topic, but I'm just saying, look at Kinect.
Yeah.
Everybody laughed at Kinect. All of a sudden, what's everybody doing now?
Kinect, pretty much.
Hey, Google, how do I make blueberry pancakes? You know what I'm saying? Like, or, hey, Alexa, this and that. But anyways, back to the OG Xbox. The interesting thing, they did the research. They found out, I found this out actually just the other day. I thought it was really interesting. Part of their research was that they found that a lot of people were putting the consoles on the floor, where people were stepping on them and breaking them and tripping over them and pulling out the wires and this and that. So what did they do? They released 10-foot cords for the controllers. Yeah. And so that you could actually put it in your entertainment system and keep it off the damn floor. That is like, who would have thought of that? Because everybody else was cutting costs, right? They didn't give a shit. They just like, give them a 3-foot cord. Fuck them. Make them sit on the floor in front of the TV. So I thought that was really cool too. And then of course, like I said, Halo was one of them. And actually, there was another game that was actually kind of a lot of fun. It was called Bruce Lee. It was an actual Bruce Lee game. Anybody remember that shit?
Yeah, the Dragon.
Like side-scrolling. It was like a side-scrolling sort of action, whatever, arcadey action fighting game kind of thing, right?
Yeah, I did have that game.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. So I mean, I played the games or whatever, and I borrowed one of my friend's Xboxes for a little bit, for a couple of weeks, and I had some fun with it. But other than that, like I said, at that time, I was invested in the PlayStation 2. That's when the original God of War was out and all that kind of stuff. So I didn't really get into it. Then the 360 came. We'll talk about that after.
Nice. Yeah, well, great retrospective there from Titan and Mag. And for me, much like Mag, I was a PlayStation guy prior to Xbox. They came out of the blue with this big behemoth of a console and this gigantic controller at the time. And I wasn't overly interested in it. There was really nothing on it that just caught my attention at first. But it was until I saw the videos, and of course, back then you're reading the magazines and this Halo 2. I mean, Halo was out at the time, but for some reason, I just didn't grab it. Shooters weren't, that big of a deal at the time. Doom and Quake and a few of those games were sort of just pioneering things in. So, Halo wasn't the mega global game that it is today, when it first came out, but it caught on pretty quick, and the hype got around, and eventually it was too much to ignore, and I finally took the splurge. I bought this gigantic Xbox console. By then it came packed in with the smaller revised S controller, and Halo 2, as I said earlier, was the first game I played, and I was not disappointed. The LAN parties thereafter were a testament of that. Like I said, other consoles may have done it, but Xbox did it better. Plus, not to mention the Xbox Live. It was their first real, true internet-style gaming. Other companies did it or dabbled with it, but again, not on that same level. We remember those. Remember the first microphone that came out? It was packed in with Rainbow Six, where you could issue voice commands to your squad, and that was so cool. And of course, that came packed in with an Xbox Live card, and the rest is kind of history. And therefore, an Xbox first console that had a built-in hard drive, where everybody else was doing highly expensive memory cards. Xbox built it in, sucked up a bit of that cost, and there you go. And that was a huge boon for people. Of course, you could still buy the memory cards, I think, so you could bring save files, portable save files to your friend's house. That's the controllers used to come with the 2 slots at the top to stick them in there. But like I said, the snappable cords, that was huge, so people could sit on their couch instead of 3 feet in front of the TV hunched over like Quasimodo. And just there's so many great memories, and I don't want to sit here and bore everybody all night long, but as I said on Good Morning Xbox, the games for me, it was all about the games, and the original Xbox definitely had them. In some cases, they had versions that surpassed and were way better than anything that was on the competition, including the one that always comes to mind, Splinter Cell, Chaos Theory. You could have played it on GameCube, you could have played it on PlayStation 2, but it was the Xbox had the definitive edition of that game, and it really looked and played much better on that particular console. Also, games like Doom, which never did come out on the GameCube or the PlayStation, like Doom 3, which just looked phenomenal. Chronicles of Riddick, Escape from Butcher Bay. So those would be my 3. I got Halo 2, Conquer Live and Reloaded. That remaster was phenomenal. And obviously, Chronicles of Riddick, Escape from Butcher Bay, which is still one of my favorite shooting games of all time, and I hope they bring back a sequel or perhaps make it back compatible. I was pretty disappointed. They just recently did 70 odd more back compatible games, and that was still not on the listing to my knowledge, so that kind of sucked. But yeah, that was kind of it in a nutshell. The OG Xbox really laid the foundation for Xbox Live and where we are today. And like I said, perhaps if they had hung on a bit longer to the OG Xbox, maybe 360 wouldn't have had the success that it did. Simply because, they wanted to be first out the gate. They wanted to beat the PlayStation 3 to the punch, and they knew that the Xbox essentially was not going anywhere. They were a little bit too late to the game, and but they weren't going to be late when it came to the 360, hitting the ground floor running, coming in at a cheaper console price. And of course, having phenomenal games once again, plenty of Japanese support, lots of great first-party exclusives, and that's where you have it. And of course, things kind of went a little bit south during the Xbox One generation, which almost essentially destroyed the Xbox brand at one point, but resurged thanks to remotivation of the company, Phil Spencer taking over, and I guess the rest is history. Now the Xbox is probably bigger and better than it's ever been, and certainly in a healthier place in the game marketplace than it's ever been in its career. So I have a lot of great memories of Xbox, the OG, all the LAN parties, the online and stuff like that. We're also talking about too how the evolution of Xbox Live has changed. Like I said, you could have those crazy gamer tags at first, and how toxic the internet was, the gamers that you played back then, all of the foul like we think language is bad today, but it was nothing compared to what it was. Scrub Nurse was saying it on Good Morning Xbox, like the amount of racial shit and all the stuff that you would hear back then. I remember that. Like it was the cool thing to play Call of Duty, and every second word you heard from somebody was like F this and F that, and you this and you that, and something else. It's like, yeah, man, that's crazy. But things have certainly changed. But anyway, I have great memories of Xbox. That is my quick retrospective.
And what it was the pregame lobbies too. That was like, because you'd finish a match and then everyone would go into the pregame lobby.
Yes.
And that was when it was just on like Donkey Kong, man. Like you could hear,
hey, buddy, you had like 2 kills that whole match. What the hell were you doing? Playing with your mama's clip? What's going on?
Oh, you camping ass motherfucker! You never be able to do that. Camping. Oh my god!
Oh yeah, damn shit.
Trash
All right.
talk was at its prime.
Any
Good
final
days.
thoughts on that before we move right along?
No, sir.
All right, I think it is what it is. What's this? Something at Crispy Bomb. Sure, he's just telling me about the Xbox Museum because I was asking where the hell did I find it, and well, now we know. So, all right, but let's catch up and see what other topics. Well, I guess this next one's a bit of a simple topic. In a few weeks, we're going to be talking about the Game Awards, but this one is well, here's another one. We're going to quickly touch on Forza Horizon 5 hitting over 10 million players. And obviously, guys, you played it. People are loving it. Massive amount of attention to this game, getting plenty of great reviews. Obviously, got snubbed by the Game Awards. And so let's talk a little bit about the player count. Let's talk about the game and its improvements. Where would you like to see this franchise go for the next one? Because obviously, you know, there's still things they can do with it. And how do you feel about it sort of being snubbed per se? They say it's all about votes, this, that, and something else. But I don't know. The game came out in time, I think, to make the listing. And again, doesn't seem to get the recognition. With some people, it's a lot of the same old. Let's start with that. Forza, and then we'll talk about another little topic after that. Let's talk about Forza. Who wants to go first?
I'm jumping in on that. I want to
go ahead, Mag.
First of all, it's at 11 million now. By the way,
Damn.
So it's climbed another million in like the last 2 days or something, right? So it's absolutely remarkable how quick and how fast this has happened. Now, the thing is, when people talk about is something like Game Pass sustainable, is it this and that and the other thing, whatever, this is proof that when you have a service where people can access this game very easily for a very low entry fee, and on top of it, you don't even need next-gen consoles at all, okay? You could use cloud streaming, you could use any device, whatever, and you couple that in with an absolutely fantastic game, people will come out to play those games. If your game is trash, then therefore it's going to be trash. You know what I'm saying? Therefore you're not going to get the numbers. People aren't going to play it, this and that, whatever. People might drop by for a little bit, but then after a while, right? So now you look at what the situation. Now this is what I'm thinking. When you see that they crossed, actually when they did cross 10 million, it was within 10 days or something crazy like that. And what it is that the other side of the pond, Jim Ryan, you can't tell me that he's sitting there not looking at that going, well, fuck me. You know what I'm saying? Because when you've got games that are, well, at least up here, I mean, $80 in the US and they're 105 up here in Canada, Europe and Australia and everywhere else, and people aren't buying those fucking games, okay? I don't give a shit what anybody says. Look at what's going on. What was it, Returnal? I'm not saying the games are bad. I'm not saying that. I'm saying nobody's fucking buying them. Okay, when you've got Returnal was 700,000 copies or 500,000, whatever the hell it was. I think it was 700,000. And then Ratchet and Clank, which was supposed to be a premier game, which it was a premier game, barely 1 million. And then all of a sudden you get Forza Horizon 5 come out and they got fucking 11 million within less than 2 weeks.
Oh.
Okay, they got to be looking at those metrics going, what the fuck are we doing over here? They're using an old, archaic way of consuming entertainment. And therefore, when you look at something like Forza Horizon 5, like I said, the game is magnificent. On top of the fact that you're putting in a service that is extremely accessible, that is what brings you success for the future. That's the way everything goes. Look at now. No one's going out there well, some people are, but not the majority. The majority of people are not going out buying $40 Blu-rays. Okay, 4K Blu-rays. Some do. And I know people in the chat are going to be like, I do. You're not everybody. Because the rest of us are watching Netflix, are watching Disney Plus, are watching Crave, are watching Hulu, are watching HBO Max, right? Or Prime Video, whatever the hell. No one's out there. Very few. Excuse me. I shouldn't say no one. Very few people are out there buying CDs and albums. I know you do, Noof. Okay, and some other people. I know some other people do. But everybody else has got Spotify or streaming in their car or whatever the hell they got, right? So Forza Horizon 5 crossing 10 to now 11 million people just speaks to the fact that it's not just a magnificent game. It's coupled with the fact that it's magnificent plus Game Pass. As for the game itself, I absolutely adore the game. I think it's great. Where the game could go in the future, I know a lot of people are screaming and crying for Japan. They want Japan. They want to be able to race through Tokyo, this and that and the other thing. Great ideas, all great ideas. I think that would be wonderful to see. I mean, why not? Where else could they possibly go where the terrain is at least a little bit more interesting, right? They've already done like some people have even mentioned Africa, and I'm like, Africa is a great idea too. However, a lot of African terrain is very similar to Mexico, and of course, a lot of the desert that we got in what was it, Australia? Okay, so we've seen a lot of that terrain. Where could we find something that's a little bit more different, a little bit more foreign, a little bit more exciting? I would go with the Far East. I mean, obviously, you can't do China because China doesn't allow you to texture map their the country. Mm-hmm. So, but Japan would. Japan's part of the the coalition, whatever. And I think that's a great idea. I mean, they've done pretty much, they cover everything else. I know some people have mentioned Canada, but then, the thing about Canada, you just did one in the UK. UK and Canada are almost the same fucking thing when it comes to like the geography. You have snowy bits, you have hilly bits, and you have fieldy bits. That's basically it. The only difference
we got Timbits.
Yeah, that's right. We got Timbits, right? Or Justin Bieber bits, whatever the hell those are. I have to buy those tomorrow, by the way. I want to see what they're all about. Anyways, you know what I'm saying? So, like, I think that Japan would be the other way to go. However, there's one last thing I was going to say before I pass it off, is that I think that because they've got Forza Motorsport coming out presumably next year, which I actually think is a little bit too early. I think that they should put that to spring 2023. That's just me. Because they already got premier titles coming out in the fall. So why not push it off a little further? I think that they should put Forza Horizon on hold and do a lot more of the DLC and everything else for this game that they've got now, and put the future game for at least 3 or 4 years down the road. Let this game breathe. Let Forza Motorsport breathe for a couple of years. And then, because it's no longer a numbered game, right? I think they're going to go the Halo Infinite route. Forza Motorsport's going to run for 10 years. Okay? It's going to become like the Destiny of like racing. Just like how Halo is like now the Destiny, is basically like Destiny. It's going to be a 10-year game, whatever the hell. So I think they'll do the same thing. I think that they should push Forza Horizon off for at least 3 or 4 years and then just do the same thing, not number it, and then just keep building and adding and growing to that world. That's what I think.
Yeah. Great take. Titan, what do you got to say about Forza Horizon and success so far? I mean, obviously, you constantly hear, like I said, obviously Xbox players love it. It's great, because it's on our console. Anybody who is not into the Xbox ecosystem has always got something to say about Forza, don't they? How it's nobody likes racers. Forza's overrated. Forza, blah, 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 blah. So, you rarely ever see someone just come forward and say, man, Forza Horizon is an amazing game and something you would buy a system for. Where were those people? Very few and far between, it seems like. What do you think, Titan?
I just can't believe, Forza got snubbed. Shout out to Jez Corden. I don't often agree with what he says, but he really made this a big deal on social media, and I think more people need to kind of get behind him. I saw he had quite a big that tweet he made was pretty big, but it's just the game getting snubbed. It makes me not want to watch the Game Awards. This is the highest rated game all year. There's always different like fabricated reasons to either add titles or avoid titles to the competition, right? And that just screams, petty fanboy bullshit. It's just funny whenever there is an award to give away, like bullshit happens. And for one reason or another, the person or game or whatever you're talking about, the one that should win very rarely ends up being the winner for one reason or another, whether it's a popularity contest, when that's not even what the award is all about, because that's what it turns into often, is essentially a popularity contest. And right now, PlayStation is the most popular. So, hey, let's take the highest rated game all year that's on, that's an Xbox game, and get it the fuck out of here, because it's a popularity contest. And that's what makes me not want to watch these fucking game awards. This shit is so bullshit. It's bogus. There should be 2 parameters to qualify, for game of the year. Number 1, it has to have a cutoff date, right? There should be a cutoff date, which there is, right? Number 2 parameter, there fucking isn't one. Okay, that's fucking it. If your game released at before X date, then it should be in for competition. I've heard a lot of crap about why it got snubbed, and nothing being ironclad, by the way. Like, I'm sure you guys have heard a lot of the rumors too. Like, do you guys know why? Because I don't have a definite, this is why it's not in.
No.
Does anybody?
No. All I've heard is that Jeff Keighley said, well, I don't actually pick the games.
Yeah, like he's
So,
like throwing
no
it off.
answer.
He's like the leader of right. It's his fucking show. When the leader doesn't have a fucking answer,
It sounds
there's
like he's
something
just passing
wrong.
the buck. You know
something to do with some kind of votes, or they're saying, and then of course the game being late release. But here's the thing: it wasn't necessarily late release because all of the major media publications, including the influencers, had access to Forza a good month before this game even launched. I mean, Dealer and those guys were fucking playing it for weeks before it came out. So you can't give us that fucking crap either.
Exactly.
Like, to me, it's just they got racing games pigeonholed into one thing. It's like, if you're a racing game, you got wheels, you cannot win a game of the year. Now, and it's not just,
and they
Forza,
can't actually come out.
one.
The thing is, Noof, they can't actually come out and say that because I think there was a racer that won in previous years. I believe so. I can't remember what it was right now off the top of my head.
Then the top all the shame off the Titan is that then when the game finally gets put into a reward category, they stick it in with like best sports game, and then it goes into a subcategory. It should be best racing game, and a sports game should literally be like only baseball and hockey and football, things that are actual sports, or if the game is a replication of an actual sport.
And the thing is, don't eliminate all the, all right, so if you got a sport game, then okay, then that's another thing. But that shouldn't remove it from qualifying for game of the year. Hell, if Madden came out with the best, highest rated game of the year, common sense, right? So there's 2 things I got to say about that. Yeah, there's 2 things I got to say about that because neither of these make sense. If you are the highest rated game of the year, common sense says you should win the game of the year, right? So but putting that aside, because I can even get over that, because I could even see reasons for maybe not giving the highest rated game of the year to actually win game of the year. Maybe I don't know, the ratings were a little bit off on because sometimes they rate like platformers like really, really fucking high. They give a lot of platformers 10 of 10 just because it's a platform, this and that. But anyways, other than that, I lost my train of thought.
Did any remastered games get nominated this year?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, thank God, because I was going to say it'd be a fucking crime and shame if Forza gets left out and some game like Death Stranding Director's Cut gets nominated, because that would be bullshit. I personally, that's my personal opinion, but I don't think that remasters or remakes of a game should be considered, personally, because I think they've already done. That's just like having a director's cut. Like, when do you see the movie awards?
No, you're right. That game was released this year. Another year in the past, not this year, right?
Yeah.
If you can remake the hell out of it, that should not put it into the qualification. But yeah, the year it released, that's why there's that number one. That's the only parameter. It has to meet a cutoff date. And the other thing I wanted to say was, just because it's like a racing game, all right, so like, because they could qualify for more than one category, right? So why eliminate it from a category if it's just a quote-unquote racer? If it's the highest rated game of the year, why would you take it out of contention to be the game of the year? It just makes no sense. See, this is with so much shit across any topic in the world, because the world is so fucking stupid. 90% of the motherfuckers out there have no common sense, and it just drives me crazy.
Well, I guess we'll just have to see what.
I'm getting pissed right now.
We'll just have to see what happens, because when Gran Turismo 7 comes out, we'll have to see if that gets any nods. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. But hey, I mean, last I checked, Gran Turismo wasn't in the same ballpark. But hey, they could prove me wrong. I'm hoping that Gran Turismo 7 is amazing, but we'll just have to see, won't we? So we'll get there eventually. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. They should move the game of the year a little bit later on or something like that when all the fucking games are out. You're voting
Like
on a game of the
January.
year and fuck, you still got 2 or 3 months left almost. Like,
Yeah,
shit.
it's weird that like this is like when most of the games come out, right? The AAA games, October through November. Like this is the creme de la creme of the year, and they like put it right here and like got the date like right on. Like, yeah, they gotta move. First of all, they have to move it, and second of all, it's a sham. Anyways, it's fucking. I hate Jeff Keighley. Jeff Keighley's a fraud. He's a fucking piece of shit. Everyone that follows him's a piece of shit.
Jesus.
I'm done. I'm done being nice to fucking stupid pieces of shit.
You know, like they should do. That was pretty wild. That's pretty funny. Here's the thing. Now, if you think about what you're talking about, like other game awards, whatever, or not game awards, just different awards in general. Like for example, like Hollywood, right? And they have their Golden Globes and they have the Academy Awards and all that bullshit. They have them in January and February, and the cutoff date is Christmas Day. Okay, December 25th. Right. That's only a week before the end of the year, so that gives everybody that opportunity. Who the fuck is going to release a movie on the 27th of December? Nobody, right? They'll release it the 25th and before. Therefore, literally every single film that came out that year is in contention, right? So when you're talking about that kind of thing, I know that Forza is obviously in there because it's nominated for 2 other awards, and that's not really the point. But there are other games, like, for example, like I'm only going to bring this up because you brought up the Game Awards, is that look at something like Halo. Halo, which everybody's talking about, everybody's playing, it's trending everywhere. And it looks to be, I mean, the multiplayer is fantastic. And from what we've heard from the guys who've actually played the campaign, said the campaign's nothing short of magnificent. It ain't never going to win Game of the Year because by the time next year comes around, there's going to be Elden Ring. There's going to be fucking Horizon Forbidden West. There's going to be Starfield. Assuming possibly. Starfield is going to make the cutoff.
Yeah.
Because isn't it like the second week of November, right? You've got God of War
right
Ragnarok.
Something in there.
Right? You got God of War Ragnarok. You got all these different games. Right, you know what I mean? Halo's just going to get lost in the mix and it probably won't even be in there.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, when Gears 5 came out, I don't think that got nominated for Game of the Year either.
No, it did not.
I don't know. But anyway, I am just all I can say at the end of the day, guys, and we should all be happy, regardless of Game of the Year nominations or not. The Forza Horizon 5 came out. It's kicking ass. People are playing it. Racing games are not dead. Certainly not the Horizon series. Playground games are a super ton load of kudos. Kudos to those guys for knocking it out of the park. Honestly, like I said, if I had one improvement I'd make, and this could come through DLC or perhaps in the next Horizon game, is I would include obviously things. And the funny thing is, they're almost like alluding to it because if you notice in Forza Horizon 5, you're racing against jet skis, you're racing against guys on motocross bikes and stuff. So something tells me that's going to be in the game at some point, that they're going to have that in there. And I think that would be really cool in evolution. And like I said, a great country, and I hate to be a little biased, but I think Canada would lend itself extremely well to a fantastic Forza Horizon experience because we've got such a vast and alternating terrain from the East Coast to the West Coast. Like I said, this is one of the only countries in the world where you can have 4 seasons in the run of a week, and I'm not kidding you there. So
that's true.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it'd be really cool. But anyway, any final thoughts on Forza?
No, sir.
All right, guys, we will move the envelope because it's just about that time to bring on Tony Baloney. But we got one more thing, and while we got Titan on the riled up path, let's talk about this one. Speaking of awards, the Golden Joystick Awards has honored the PlayStation 5 as best hardware. Now, once again, this is a fan-voted award thing. Titan, it's got some thoughts about that, apparently. Titan, how do you feel?
Yeah, another popularity contest. I mean, it's just pathetic at this point. So what I'm thinking is, like, PlayStation fans, they needed some type of news. They needed some type of win. So this fanboy voted award comes. It just comes and goes. I mean, there's no merit to it. What the fuck is the point of having an award when it's Like, what are their fucking reasons? Like let's compare the Series X to the fucking PlayStation 5. Let's do this, right? Let's like fucking say, like which one performs better? You guys go ahead and tell me. Xbox Series X, or PS5? Which one performs better? Because you two have had them both. So I'm just gonna ask the fucking questions. I'm just gonna yell and ask questions. Okay, you guys answer them. I'm gonna stay out of this.
Mag.
You go ahead.
What do you think,
what?
Mag?
What?
Which one performs better?
Xbox Series X, hands down.
Noof.
Yes, Xbox Series X.
Which one has RDNA 2 for future proofing?
Xbox Series X.
Noof.
Xbox Series X.
Which one hasn't had the need for a redesign?
Xbox
Series X.
Which one is plug and play with memory?
Yeah.
Xbox Series X.
Which one is quieter?
Which one has more unbuilt memory to begin with?
Yeah. Which one is quieter?
Mm-hmm.
Series X.
Which one has had no glaring issues?
Which one is smaller?
Series X.
Like, and PlayStation
Larger
has
SSD.
all of these.
Which one's got better packaging? Series
I'm
X.
not even touching this shit. Better. Yeah, it comes in a better package. Like, it's you're right.
The other one comes in a fucking egg carton.
We can go on and on and on. And I tweeted about this, and one guy says, but none of their first party games have ray tracing. So I mean, I can't even with these people. Like, that was a response to me comparing the source material. This is what we're talking about. We're comparing the PlayStation 5 to the Xbox Series X, and these motherfuckers bring up ray tracing, which I can't even with these fucking people.
Yeah, we did lose in one character though. You can't blow into the Xbox controller.
Yeah, which isn't even the system. It's a fucking controller. Like, I'll
give him credit on 2 points. I mean, one person, and I've said before, PlayStation 5. I mean, I like the look of it. It looks unique and it looks a little futuristic. To me, I found the Xbox while functional, just this one looked a little boring to me. And I obviously understand the reasoning behind it. They had to make it big. They had to make it a certain way, obviously, for all that, the fans and different things. But to me, like, there's just nothing that really catches my eye with the Xbox. So on a design perspective, I mean, at least aesthetically from the outside, not the inside, aesthetically, I like the PlayStation 5. I think that I'll give them more props that the controller. But then again, how do you improve on one of the industry's best controllers with Xbox? Technically, you don't fix what's not broken. They improved it. They added what was needed, which was a share button. The controller is still one of the best versions of an Xbox controller. But I love the new PlayStation 5 DualSense. I mean, it's got a nice weighty feel. It feels a lot better even than the DualShock 4. The touchpad is great. It's got all those features, and I don't think it's revolutionary, but it definitely adds stuff to some of the games. Not all games are going to function great with it, but like Astrobot, for example, definitely felt like it was a great example of what could be with the controller. Like, so they definitely have some aces up their sleeves, but and again, it's all about
they do. Like Dreadpool said in the chat, which one could be used to sail a boat? Hell, if I crashed out of a fucking an airplane in the middle of the ocean, which one would I rather have to fucking paddle my ass back to shore? Yeah, I'd rather have a PlayStation 5.
You can fit your whole family on there.
Oh, and as far as the ray tracing goes, this is right. We haven't all right. Let's as far as the ray tracing goes, who thinks it? Let's look forward now. We got to look a little bit ahead because right now all these games are cross-gen, right? So for a development company to really look at ray tracing really hard right now is very difficult because of cross-gen. So looking forward, which one is going to be able to do the ray tracing in the future? It sure as hell isn't RDNA 1.1. It's only going to be RDNA 2 with a console that has silicon dedicated to ray tracing. So even those people that bring up the ray tracing in the future, when developers start to focus on that, Xbox is going to win that battle too. The PlayStation 5, they're going to have to come out with a pro model because it's just going to get worse and worse for them. And I guarantee you they're working on a pro model right now.
Of course they are. But, the thing is, I've said this before. I said it again. I said it before the console released because it was so suspect that when the Series X was announced, it took them months and months and months and months before you even saw the fucking PS5, right? And I think that they were I know as a fact that they were shocked by the announcement of the console. They weren't ready for the console. Okay, they weren't ready for Xbox to be launching the console so quickly. And then what I think they ended up doing was literally slapping together with like fucking, Elmer glue and fucking popsicle sticks, and they slapped together a console just to get it out so that they could match the release date of the Series X. And because of that, the fucking thing is barely holding up. It's like a house of cards, right? And so what ends up happening is that, yes, they're probably working on a pro version, which they've already done a revision already. And now they're going to be doing a pro version because they're going to try and actually do release the console that they wanted to release from the beginning. But I think that this one was like, this is basically like the beta version of the PS5. And that's how I felt. I always felt that way, that this is like the beta version of what should have been the PS5, right? And so I think that we were all just the guinea pig, like especially all us early adopters who got them. I feel like we're just the guinea pigs for what's actually going to be released in like 2023.
Well, here's a great way to sum this up in a Noof Nukem, only way that Noof Nukem can do it. You know what they're like? The comparison to me? It's like this. The Xbox Series X is basically like going to the club and finding that girl who's, well, she's not the most knockout girl at the club, but you take her home and find out what? She's smart, she can cook, she can clean, and she can fuck your brains out. But the PlayStation 5 is like the one that's in the corner that looks a little bit sexier, but she's dumb as fuck. And you get her home and find out she's got a dick.
Oh my God.
There you go.
I'm gonna try and wrap this back into.
How did that even happen, Titan? Nice topic you brought up.
I gotta say, Dread has a good point in the chat. He said features are great, but if no one else uses them, then how good are they really? And that's a good point.
Exactly. That is a very good point.
But the thing is, as far as the ray tracing goes, like that's a more next gen eccentric feature. The last gen can't. I mean, scrap ray tracing on last gen consoles. So we got to wait till these games are made for the well, I guess we got to wait for them to be made for the Series X and S and PS5, basically, for that to happen. But also, I want to ask us, are we beyond the PS5 SSD magic yet? Because that was the number one thing the PlayStation 5 had over Xbox, this magical SSD. I mean, we haven't seen anything magical with it yet in real time in play. Like everything that's on the PlayStation 5 can be done on the PlayStation 4. Even they got busted on that lie a few different times with Spider-Man, with Ratchet and Clank, etc. And the thing is, what?
But it's the first party stuff, Titan. But the problem is when they only release one every 6 months. And then you're done with it in 3 days. What the fuck are you gonna do? You know what I'm saying?
And it is there. All right. So I'll let you play devil's advocate right here, and I'll go along with you. Let's say that it's kind of like, which I don't think it is, but which it's not. But let's say it is kind of like ray tracing, and we got to wait some time for that SSD for them to fully utilize it or whatever. Right. I don't think they would have hyped up Ratchet and Clank so much if this is what the SSD had to bring, right? If they bring something else, I don't think they would have hyped up Ratchet and Clank so much. So I'm pretty sure we've seen
they needed a buzzword because Ratchet and Clank was the same game that they've released 18 times before. You run around, you shoot a bunch of bombs, and then you throw a fucking disco ball at Dr. Nefarious for the 18th
So
time.
Why throw that buzzword in there if it can be to sell? But all right. So they sold some more consoles, but they lied to fucking everybody.
They've been doing that from the fucking beginning. They've been lying from day one.
I really hope it starts to bite them on the ass fucking sometime. I hope some fucking people open up their fucking eyes to what's really going on. Because right now, the SSDs in the PS5 and the Xbox Series X, they perform equally. And in many cases, the Series X loads games faster. In most game comparisons, I've seen the Series X load way faster than the PS5. So they talk about all this IO, input, throughput, input and output on this PlayStation 5 that they custom designed this SSD for, and we just haven't seen it. Will it? So it sounds, Mag, like you think that kind of will take place, right? Am I right? Say that again.
What's going to take place?
The PlayStation 5's SSD, like maybe they just need more time cooking in the oven to design specifically for it.
No, I don't have an answer to that, and I don't even have a thought on that. I'm just going to kind of wait and see how it goes. But I think that all they've been doing from the beginning has been nothing but buzzwords. And it's been buzzword this, buzzword that, buzzword, because they realized they had nothing else going for it. So they had to do something. So they latched onto whatever they could, and they latched onto that. Then they lied, in my opinion. They lied about the Ratchet and Clank thing because those were pre-rendered fucking graphics that could have been done, which a developer openly said, he goes, I could have done that on the PS3.
Yeah.
They're pre-rendered maps
Wow.
that all you're doing is just shifting from one to the other. It's not at will. And it's not on a whim. They're all things that have to be hit, just kind of like what the fuck are those? The QuickTime events, the QTEs, right? It's the same idea right there. And guaranteed, by the way, in 2022, mark my words, folks, you're going to see Ratchet and Clank 2020 there, or 2021. You're going to see Ratchet and Clank coming out on the PS4, and it's going to work exactly the fucking same. So, that's a whole other thing. But anyway, someone in the chat mentioned about the haptic feedbacks. Yeah. Right. And it is very cool. And like a lot of those features, like the controller is pretty magical. I fucking love that controller. However, and the experience that it brings. However, when you release a game like Ratchet and Clank and within 72 hours you platinum it, and then there's no fucking game until the following February that's utilizing that hardware, what the fuck was the point of that? Or the fact that when you do have those things, you do have those features, they try to make you pay an extra $20 to utilize features that you already purchased.
But at the same time, though, guys, I don't think any Xbox fan has the right to really chastise PlayStation for a lack of games during a particular stretch. When how fucking long did Xbox go with it?
Oh no, absolutely.
Yeah, every company's gonna go through their lulls.
The shoes on the other foot. We saw this in every generation where it's just based on the fact. I mean, they'd all have games every fucking year if it wasn't for the fact that so many fucking games are always missing deadlines. That's the thing. Because half of the games they got planned are like, well, this is the release date and this is the release date, but 9 out of every 10 games that someone actually says they're launching never makes the damn year that they're supposed to come out in. Like,
developers got to learn from that. You're right, Noof. They got to learn from that. They got to change their mindset on that. Like, we're going to release it in this date, because I feel like they're saying, I feel like when they give out a release date, they're thinking best, most quality performance. If we're performing at this rate, it'll come out on this. They need to look at it as the other way around. What?
I mean, we'll chalk some of this up, to the COVID. There's no question about it. It affected a lot of teams. It hampered the development. They were shut down. Like, there's a lot of various reasons, but we are seeing this way too often. And that's the funny thing. And I've said this before, like, you can say what you like about PlayStation, their console, whatever, but like, they have Insomniac. Insomniac has somehow fucking managed through all of this, to put out Spider-Man, Miles Morales, Ratchet and Clank, not to mention they also put out Sunset Overdrive, all within 7 years. 7 years they put out at least 4.
2 Spider-Man,
2 Spider-Mans. Even I know what you're saying or what you're thinking. Okay, well, Miles Morales, is a rehab. But regardless, they still managed to put out that many quality games in that length of time, all high quality stuff. But other companies are struggling to put out anything. And like, we can't keep, like I said, you can't keep making excuses for Halo. It should have been out last year. Mind you, like, it fits in better with the 20th anniversary. It's kind of cool that it's coming out this year, but they never had it at launch. Again, excuse after excuse after excuse. And they're not the only, this is just one of the most glaring ones. I mean, obviously it's benefiting from some of the delays. We're seeing that now, and that's fantastic. But again, moving forward, right? This is something all the companies got to look at. Like, it's not that they're not trying. I'm pretty sure on their portfolio they've got listed down this game, and this game. And if they come out on time, it's going to take us through this quarter, and this quarter. Now, sometimes I think games are basically done. They're almost in the oven and ready to go. and for some reason they decide to move them because maybe they look like everybody wants to stay clear of the Call of Duty launch windows nowadays, right? Nobody wants to come out when Call of Duty or GTA are going to be launching because you're just going to get fucking almost destroyed. This year might be the anomaly. Apparently Call of Duty's kind of been hot water a little bit, and a lot of smorgasbord shit going on there. That was actually, I think, one of the other topics, but we're not going to have enough time to cover it tonight. The Activision debacle and the fact that Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft are all reevaluating their alliance with Activision, and this could have big implications down the road. But yeah, we're seeing way too many delays, and that's on everybody. It's like only the most talented companies or maybe the best directed companies seem to be getting this shit done. So,
you're right.
you know.
And you know what, developers, like, you can't tell me that because this is the way they need to work it. They need to look at it. They need to give a release date based on the worst case scenario. And I think they're doing that ass backwards. If they give us a release date based on their worst case scenario, like, all right, because right now it's like, hey, take your release date and then add a year, and then probably add another 3 months, because that's on average what's happening with most games. So, message to all developers out there: start basing your release dates on worst case scenarios.
Absolutely. Well, anyway, hopefully we start seeing a massive glut of games coming, and I think we will pretty soon. I think the floodgates are going to open. We're going to see a lot of games, especially from Microsoft's camp. There's a lot of those, 3, 4, 5 year games that we basically been looking at now for the last few years are soon going to start coming out, and that'll be awesome. So, and I'm pretty sure Sony's got some stuff up their sleeve. Let's just hope that games like God of War actually launch next year. I'm pretty sure Horizon Forbidden West will launch when they're expecting it to. I don't think that game's too far away now from hitting.
Twice already.
Yeah, I think we can definitely. And February is a good safe month. There's a lot of slow times. It's a great time to put out a game like that. So, well,
not
actually,
this month, not
this year, right? No, I think all the games are coming out in
Christ.
February.
Dude, February, I'm going to be buying Horizon Forbidden West for the PS5. I'm going to be buying the Uncharted Legacy of Thieves edition. Because it's going to have all the all the haptic feedback and all that other shit, and the PS5 graphics upgrade, blah, 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 frame rates, all that. Then there's also Elden Ring and Dying Light 2. They all come out within 2 weeks. Those 4 big titles. And I'm sure there's other games in there that I probably didn't even think of. But yeah, those 4 titles come out in 2 weeks' time in the middle of the month of February. Isn't that fucking nuts?
Absolutely, that is nuts. It's going to be an unprecedented February.
Oh yeah.
But what's saying that though, guys? Like I said, anyway, regardless, kudos to PlayStation for winning that Golden Joystick Award, whatever that might mean. But again, fan base stuff. If you got a PlayStation 5, all I can say, man, I hope you're enjoying it. I was loving mine. I got rid of it, but I'm planning to get another one down the road. New phenomenon. You know how that goes. But anyway. Let's move right along because I think we're about that time of the night. Do you need some time there, Mag?
What? I don't need time for anything. Bullshit.
He is ready to go. Look at that. He was
here.
Fired up. He's been a couple weeks away.
Well, I was a couple of weeks away from the show, but I wasn't a couple of weeks away from life because I could tell you something. Last week, I was in Niagara Falls having a good time. I had 3 or 4 ladies at the casino. Everything was nice. I had a beautiful suite. And then all of a sudden, this fucking Cletus asshole comes into my place. And all of a sudden, the bathtub is full of brown, whatever the fuck that was, fungus, pig manure, whatever the fuck it was. It was all over the place. It was ridiculous. He destroyed my room. And you know what? I swear to God, if I could actually lift the guy up, I would have thrown him over the falls myself. Unbelievable. My God. What are you laughing at, Titan? I'm going to throw you over the fucking falls, too. Except all I have to do is sneeze and watch your little ass go flying over the top. Now, let's get into some talk.
Shit, yeah. Awesome.
Well, first of all, let me tell you something. Crispy Bomb, I heard it's your birthday tonight. All right, I heard it's your birthday sometime this week. Whatever, who gives a fuck? I just tell you, happy birthday. But I'll tell you one thing else. You may not be all that old, but that fucking voice of yours, you sound like you're 106. Take a lozenge. Do something. Anyways. Also, the doctor's got a 40th birthday that's coming up this week. That's right. It's going to be something else. Actually, his birthday actually lands on the Saturday, so it's going to be pretty exciting. But I got a little song for him. Guess who's not getting his ass licked? Guess who's not getting his ass licked? Yeah, that's right, doctor. It ain't happening, buddy, and it sure's fucking happening with me there. That's definitely not going to happen. Now, kind of something out here. I did also notice this evening that we also had something else going on with this Xbox Museum. And then, of course, we saw Scumbag, Titan Drago's fucking history. Never mind, anything else. Okay, Smite, your number one played game of all time. This is the fucking legacy. This is after you die. After you die, your children are going to actually look and go, what did daddy used to play way back in the day? And they're going to look and they're going to see Smite. And then you know what they're going to do? They're going to piss on your grave. They're going to say it's ridiculous. Okay? Unbelievable. Let me tell you something. Frogger was a hell of a lot of a better choice than Smite. At least the Mag got to play Frogger, a good game. Unbelievable. And something else I was going to say, speaking of this Xbox Museum, looking at these names, Noof Nukem, Scumbag, with these names, Tornado Tony, Noof the Goof, whatever the fuck, fuck a pussy, grab a pussy, lick a pussy. They should have changed Titans to fucking I am a pussy. I would have left it at that. Anyway, that's all my gripes for the week. But does anybody have any questions for Tony Baloney before I head off for the evening?
Well, Philly delay there. I'm sorry, Tony Blown. I really apologize that I had to leave a little cheese and a little less crackers in the hotel suite. And I'm saying, it's the first time I had access to a jacuzzi in my whole life, so I really had to get underneath them toenails. Know what I'm saying?
Oh, dear God in heaven. Dear God in heaven, it's fucking unbelievable. It's disgusting. It's ridiculous. Anyways, in all seriousness, if anybody who actually really wants to know what happened to the story there, is that the hotel was fixing the plumbing, and then I turned on the tap, and fucking brown water came out. It was actually pretty fucking awful. But yes, we did like to blame Cletus for that, but actually that was the truth of it all. And of course, they apologized to us up and down. They said, listen, run the water for a few minutes because we just fixed the pipes in the building. Ridiculous, but I still think it was Cletus anyway. I think it was a bullshit story that he paid off the management to tell me this thing.
Obviously, Cletus is the one that broke it.
Yeah.
Common sense. Come on, Tony.
Yeah. Exactly. All he had to do was take one of them giant shits from one of those fucking whatever he eats there, the fried fried squirrels or whatever the hell he eats out in the fucking forest.
Yeah,
shit's out one of those.
I heard he took a shit down by Niagara Falls and they had to use a plunger on that thing.
That's why the falls didn't run for 2 days.
Hey, we got a question coming in from the doctor. Speaking of birthday boy, $5. Tony B, I have a milestone B-day coming up and a legit chance with my girl. Should I dress my ass up as a banana split? Oh boy.
Well, let me tell you something, Doctor. I've never seen a banana split covered in disgusting black hair. So, maybe you're going to have to shave that fucking thing before you even try to get her to go down there. First of all, does she even like a banana split? Second of all, she might look at that and think that you might actually have an anal yeast infection. So maybe you should keep the whipped cream. Yeah, that's right. I'm trying to gross us out now. Yeah. So maybe you should just keep the whipped cream away from your ass. Okay. Just do us all a favor. You want to give a birthday gift to her? Keep your fucking pants on. And by the way, you better keep your fucking pants on when you're with the mag.
Oh, shit. Oh, man.
I don't want to be wandering around at 3 o'clock in the morning getting a bottle of water and finding your disgusting hairy ass just hanging outside of the bed. Ridiculous.
Well, just be wary. If his girlfriend comes in with a Dairy Queen t-shirt on, guaranteed she may be hiding a banana split. So...
Tony, would you rather take all right, so let's say here's the scenario. You haven't had a bath in weeks or months or whatever, however long it takes you to feel disgusting, right? So
about 6 hours.
So you're feeling absolutely disgusting and you have to take a bath. There is no shower. There is the shower head is broken, so you have to take a bath. You got to either follow up me and my green water or Cletus in whatever the hell that was. Which one you got? Which one you picking, man?
Let me tell you something, Titan. After what I saw in that jacuzzi, I'd rather drink your green water after you've been in it than see that again. Or see Cletus walking around half nude inside of my place cleaning his toenails. Okay? So guess what? I'll take that any day of the week. Like I said, I'll take a pint glass. I'll dip it into the water with you still in it, and I will fucking drink it.
Last question of the night. From the wise old gamer, Tony Baloney. What is your favorite smell, musk or tuna?
Well, you could get, if you play your cards right and you make sure that the woman doesn't shower for 3-4 days in the summertime, you'll get a nice little taste of both. Let me tell you something. It's pretty fucking disgusting. Actually, Wiseau Gamer, you're almost making me gag just thinking about it. That's almost as bad as felching. So please refrain from asking. Oh, God. Please just refrain from asking disgusting questions like that ever again.
There you have it, guys. Tony Baloney back in fine form after a short hiatus. And yes, a short hiatus for, Gaming After Dark technically hasn't been on hiatus. Titan's been missing for a few, but 3 weeks, including last week, because we didn't have a show. But anyway, it's good to have the gang and the crew back at it again tonight. Some great topics and certainly some diverse and awesome opinions as always. But anyway, guys, that is going to bring us to the end of the podcast. We'll be back again same time next week. Like I said, it's good to be back and glad to be here with my brothers Titan and the Mag. So anyway, let's get to our outros and a big shout out to the chat. You guys are absolutely fantastic. We love you guys. You're amazing. I can't say that enough. Each and every week you come out and support Spider-Man 356, Chase Jones in the house, the Doctor, What Just Happened, Pixel Slapper, Timothy Dixon, Ryan Galloway, Splendiferous, Dreadpool. You guys, man, so many of you guys. And like I said, too many to read back out again. I'll be here for another hour. And we want to try to keep our intros relatively short. So speaking of short, let's let Titan Drago do his outro.
Find me at everything at Titan Drago, everybody. And as far as my Common Sense Award winner, I got to give it to Dreadpool this week because seemingly every time I looked in the chat, Dreadpool had something I had to talk about. I had to give him a little shout out there. So way to add to the conversation, Dread. And I love it. We all love it when the chat adds to the conversation. We love hearing different opinions and stuff, even if it's not, even if you disagree with one of us, man, we still love all of that stuff. So way to add to the conversation, Dread. And yes, I will be on I will be on Halo after this. So if you're on Xbox Live,
I think I'm
send me
going
an
to jump
invite
on for a couple games.
Yeah, definitely. Let's do it. I got to get toward unlocking that armor. I'm not even close as Maggie over there.
I'm like literally one level away, man. It's pissing me right off. But
are you uninstalling that now, or are you doing that later?
No, later. It's fucking midnight, man. I got to take the
kids to school. Well, the fucking internet works while you're asleep, motherfucker.
No. I already did it. I was just. If you let me finish the sentence. I uninstalled and reinstalled while the show was going on because the TV's just over on the other side of the room, right? So I already did that while we were doing the show. So it's ready to go. I'm gonna do it after I drop the kids off. I'm off tomorrow. So I'm gonna check it out tomorrow morning, see if the progression is working again. Because it was working fine for a bit. I went from 0 to 4, and then it just fucking died, like right there.
Slapped you in the face.
Yeah, I like what a fucking piss off. Because level 5 is that armor.
There you go. All right, man.
There's a whole bunch of levels to that. Not to there's a whole
30,
bunch.
There's 30. I think 30 of them in total. 35, but you can only get to a certain point each event.
Okay.
They're splitting it up in 3.
All right. Lots of banana splits and splits up here tonight. Mag, let people know where they can catch up with what you got going down, sir.
I do have a couple of things I'm working on. I had to rearrange a couple of things, and I'll explain why. Actually, I might as well tell you guys now. So I had to stop a lot of videos that I was actually currently working on and stuff, and I actually did it for not good reasons. There was something bad happened, not to me, but to one of our members in the community, and he actually is a good dude, even though, like a lot of the talk and stuff, whatever, but he's actually a really good guy. I spoke to him a lot, was Optimus Code. He's one of the heads of the Pegasus Nation thing that they were doing or whatever. And I mean, a lot of it was just for laughs and jokes and whatever else. But anyways, he unfortunately had a stroke. And that's why he hasn't been on social media. He hasn't been doing any of his Twitter spaces and things like that. Out of respect for him, because I like to rib them a lot and stuff, especially like him, him and the Pegasus Nation and stuff. So I decided to halt on those videos for now, just to be a little bit more respectful, and hopefully he makes a recovery from this. So anyways, yeah. So I put my videos on hold, making fun of those guys for now. Anyways, to anybody out there, please be nice. Optimus Code is actually a really nice dude. I actually spoke to him quite a bit. So, anyways, I hope for a speedy recovery from him. So, yeah, my videos are on hold. I'm working on something completely different instead. In the meantime, I'm shifting focus. So, I'll be doing that. But anyways, every Tuesday night, you guys can find me here, of course, 10 p.m. Eastern on Gaming After Dark. Monday, 7 p.m., you can find me on Primetime Gaming with Mr. Boomstick XL and friends. And, just keep an eye out for any content that I do release. I only release on Twitter for now. I haven't decided whether I'm ever going to do TikTok or YouTube or anything like that. But anyways, guys, it was a great show. Titan, Noof, you guys are fucking awesome. Chat, you guys are amazing. You guys are family. We'll see you guys all next week.
Absolutely. Yes, big thoughts go out to Optimus Code, even though I don't know him and I've never spoken to him personally. I say this about anybody in the gaming community. We're all part of the same cloth. We're all gamers at the end of the day. We all play games, and we all play for the same reason, to have fun. So console war BS aside, or anything else that goes on for the shits, giggles, or clicks, whatever, we want everybody to be safe and happy and healthy. That's what we wish upon everyone. And speaking of things to be thankful for, I know American Thanksgiving just around the corner this week. I hope that you guys are able to score some great deals this week. And I want to wish all of my friends, our friends south of the border, a very happy Thanksgiving. As you take time to reflect on what you are thankful for. For a lot of us, we should just be thankful to be alive.
Yeah.
Some people in this community were not so fortunate in the last year. Some people in the community would give their left nut to be in the position that we are in right now, to actually be able to play games. Even like Assassin Lupa in the chat, Heart to Assassin Lupa, she's gone through a rough go over the last couple of years, but in the last few weeks in general, I've had a chance to catch up. We're glad that she's here, back with us in the chats, and still able to play some games. However, it's been a big challenge for her. So to everybody, people, like I said, we're all part of the same family at the end of the day. So we wish all the best for you all. Like I said, have a happy Thanksgiving. And on a side note, guys, I put this out on Twitter tonight. Like I said, my channel has never been, I don't make a living on this channel, and I don't really care if it ever gets to that. It's great if it do, but if it don't, as I said, I let this grow organically. But hey, I'm just under 300 subs away from 2,000. It would be really nice to crack that before the end of January in 2022. It's been a long road for me, man, like since 2014 going back. And it's been a slow grind. I said my growth has been like a fucking sloth going across a highway here. I feel like I've been run over about 100 times, but I still keep going. That's largely thanks to these two fuckers on this panel, my family, not just my panel, but my family. And even like Mag, when I met him, like I said, one of the best experiences I've had in many years. I felt like I've known you half of my fucking life, for all my life. Just that you and your wife are phenomenal, great people. I can't wait to hang out with you guys again, and hopefully I'll get to meet more people from the community. So again, thanks everybody. Have yourself a great Thanksgiving weekend. Support the channel, like, subscribe, comment, share it out, and hopefully we can get to that milestone. That'd be great. Appreciate it. Alex Isabel, what's going on, man? Glad you could pop in. Draven Arrow, guys, Wise Old Gamer. Wise Old Gamer, by the way, he wants to come on our podcast maybe next week. Wise Old Gamer, if you're available, would love to get you on the show.
Fucking awesome.
Yes. Yeah. So we can finally have you chat with the mag instead of always commenting while he's chatting.
Yeah. Every time I'm talking, I look down. There's always a funny comment. It always makes me trip over my own fucking words.
That is true. He's awesome. Well, everybody's awesome here, man. Like I said, chat's awesome. So anyway, that's everything for me. I'm going to shut my big yap and let you guys get out of here. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you back here again next week.